count me in.
I got this. Watch this.
Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Chiwinnies podcast featuring TryNotToRage TTV. We are back on a regular Wednesday. What is it? Thursday or Wednesday?
It's
Thursday afternoon.
All right, I'll take that. Neila was supposed to do the intro, but fuck that up. So our special guest today.
I was just joking. Don't put that in there.
No, I'm putting that in there. I'm just.
It was a prank. It was a prank.
It's going in there right now.
I hate you. It was a prank.
No, it was so good not to put it in there. All right. She's flipping out the camera. So yeah, Neila.
It was a prank. I didn't mean.
No, I'm keeping it in there.
Prank.
No, I'm keeping it in there. Okay. Anyway, obviously, Neila has some camera issues and she lags. Okay. Very noticeable. Very noticeable in the first episode. Okay.
I can't do anything.
So I mean,
that's the first thing she said that came through.
I know. So
Is it working now?
Yes, it's working now.
Well, I wouldn't say it's working now.
Oh my fuck.
It worked. It worked the second you.
Can you at least hear me? Can you hear my sentences?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
It's just not synced up with your camera.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, the camera's just out of sync, but that's all right. Show still goes on, but we're not doing it live. You know. At all. Never live. We're never doing a live show. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. For the fun of it. As you don't know, we got a special guest. We got TryNotToRage with us. Best friend, member of the Auroras. He's co-founder of the Auroras, I would say. Right? Yeah, you are.
I was here when it was made. So
yeah,
I would say, and I am the only one who stuck through the entire way. So.
Yeah, you and me.
Yeah.
Hello?
You don't count. You are the founder.
Hi. Neila. Jesus.
Bitch! You
Is Neila one of the
fucking lie.
Auroras?
I should beat your ass right now.
What?
Is Neila and Aurora?
I was here before it was even a thought.
Oh, you were back when it was old school shit, though.
I was here when it was Banditos 2. I was here.
Oh, yeah,
I
they
was
didn't
here
show.
when it was made.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, you've probably been here longer than I have.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, Ayden. You became a member of
He just doesn't like to claim me like that.
Of our old group, but Neila was a founder of the old group. But now you're a founder of the new group.
Cooler.
Okay. Yeah.
To be honest,
but I'm still an OG.
You are an OG. Okay.
Is this on my monitor or is this on Aaron's camera?
We pretty much established that, Neila. So last episode, I had a cut because I got a phone call. As I'm on the phone call, still recording, I just cut it out. Neila ripped a bong right on camera, and I still have the raw footage.
Did.
Still have the raw footage, so I'm saving that that clip just for that. So Neila, please do not rip the bong or anything. Unless, like, we have an intermission, okay?
Joker.
Okay. At least I waited for that.
You've got a smudge on the middle of your camera.
Yeah,
Can you fix that for me?
No, it's a dead pixel on the camera.
Oh,
Yeah,
got it.
I'm pretty sure it's from when I shined my laser pointer at it.
Why would you do that?
Well, plus this camera's also old,
Dumbass.
so it's either the laser pointer or it's just because it's old. Okay, in my opinion, I think it's because it's old. Okay.
No, it's because of the laser pointer.
Well, we'll see. I put that laser pointer like right on my skin, and
We'll see.
It will burn the shit out of you.
Yeah, it was a laser pointer.
But it's not the ones that you need the goggles or anything. But like this shit will still fucking jolt you. And I like it. It's green. You can just see. It's just a solid beam going across, wherever. And it's actually advertised as an astronomy laser, so I use it during astronomy. And when I gotta point shit out to people, and they'll be like, "Oh, what's that star?" I'm like, "What, that one?" And I'll point the fucking laser pointer in the air. I'll point it at the moon and shit. I was on a date with this one chick, and she was like, can we go look at your telescope and look at the moon? I'm like, of course.
That's every like science guy's wet dream.
Well, I really didn't give a shit because I was like, I knew I was gonna like do the deed, like 100%. Like I had it in the bag. If she's like giving a shit about taking my equipment and going and looking at stuff, I'm like, all right. So obviously, I keep a blanket in the back of the car for this reason. Okay, and yeah, she was like, oh, what other stuff? And I'm just pointing the fucking laser pointer across, and she's like freaked out that the cops are gonna get called on us because she's like, you're not supposed to point laser pointers in the air. I'm like, there's an airport over there that's a mile away. It was straight up like I don't know, astronomer redneck shit that anybody could really do. But I'll tell you what's really cool. You know how I talked to you guys about I want to have a farm with a bunch of land and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have a silo, like an old school silo. But if I could try to find a way to make it an observatory, I'm gonna have all my telescope equipment up there and have an observatory up there. Are you really watching TikTok, Neila?
No, I'm not even on anything.
Then what the fuck was playing?
I don't fucking know. Hold on.
The fuck, Neila? Come on. You signed you signed an agreement that you won't be on TikTok and your phone would be on vibrate.
I'm not even on TikTok. My phone's not even on.
I didn't sign no agreement. Shoot, I'm gonna go on TikTok right quick.
No. All right,
Look,
but
this is what my phone was on.
I don't want to know because you're lagging.
Instagram.
Cool.
Oh, I have Instagram. I don't even use that.
Report the Instagram accounts that put their memes as reels.
Oh my goodness, I hate it when people do that.
Dude, I posted a video of my cat on Instagram, and for some reason it got posted as a reel rather than a video. I don't know if it just
They do those automatic
Okay.
for short videos.
so
They automatically do that, yeah.
okay. And I know it's fucking bot accounts because I didn't even use like hashtags or anything, but constantly just I'll get what Jose Smith, fucking liked my video of my cat. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you like? But have I told
Who
you?
is this bitch?
Yeah, exactly. Have I told you about my new thing where I mess with bot accounts and shit? Or
No.
or customer service, like live chat customer service people. Well,
I know about it.
okay. I think I told you about the lightsaber chick or
You did.
whatever. So I went on a website where they make custom lightsabers. It said, "Do you want to chat with a live representative?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do," because I know for a fact that they're real. So I'm like, "Do you own any of these lightsabers, and can I battle someone?" And they're like, "Yeah, I own 5, and you can actually battle each
Oh,
other."
yeah. I
And
remember this.
okay, and I go, "I want to battle my wife," and she goes, "Well, we do have couples packages," and I'm like, "Cool. Do you want to battle my wife with me?" And she goes, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "I want you to sleep with my wife." And she goes, "No, thank you. Is there anything else?" I'm like, "Send feet pics." And then I got
Yeah.
banned.
Oh my-
They fucking IP like banned me from live chat from their
And guess
website.
whose fault is that, Joker?
So what I did was I got on
What you
my
get for being a
I got on my iPhone and went to the same website and talked to the same fucking person on my phone. And then I got IP banned from that. So now I think I gotta go on the iPad or some other device.
Or maybe you put it to rest before your IP ban when you actually need support.
I need support from shopping at a lightsaber website.
Hmm.
But yeah, so bot accounts I mess with, they're like, "Hey baby, are you looking to buy anything?" I'm like, my grandma's credit card got declined when I tried buying a Lego kit and all that. So
No one
and-
sees it though.
but this bot goes, "You want to buy any customs?" And the thing is, they're trying to get your shit from you is what they're trying to do. "You want to buy anything?" I'm like, "Can you pee in the sink for me as a video?" Someone goes, $25. I'm like, that $25 for you for a video of you peeing in the sink. You know? I'm like, that's a deal. I'm going to send you my Bitcoin wallet. And they're like, okay, I have Bitcoin wallet. I'm like, of course you do, scammer. You know, I don't even have a Bitcoin wallet. But, so, yeah, that's like my, I don't know, my new hobby. I like messing with bots. The thing is, if I mess with customer service people, like live customer service people, I do leave a honest review back to them, and I say I gave them trouble, make sure they get a better job, or not a better job, but a better promotion and more money and shit like that. But yeah, when it's a live person, I actually do apologize and leave a review. But if it's a bot, fuck the bots. You know.
No.
Fuck the scammers. All right. I guess I rambled on for a while though. So we we kind of gotta not I don't know.
Sidetracked that we've been recording for 30 minutes.
Well, it's not that
topic.
it's not sidetrack. It's like I'm just trying to start shit before we get right into the main, course. It's the appetizer. I'm trying to, what do they call it? I'm trying to honeypot people before, you start with the finger banging and then you start fucking, shit like that.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. But anyway, do any of your guys' stories, like, end in positively at all? Because I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be a straight, like, god damn it, Nia.
Mine does not.
Okay.
I mean, mine doesn't. I mean, it's not really negative. It's just, hey,
Yeah.
I'm alone now.
All right. So I thought this would be a good video just because Neila has experienced a breakup in the last 3.5 weeks, right? Maybe
almost
4,
a month.
Almost a month ago. Ayden just had a breakup this past week.
6 days ago, yeah.
6 days ago. So I thought it'd be kind of good to talk about, or have them talk about their breakup stories, and then how a month in deals with it versus the 6 days into it. I could probably chime in after because me and Tara broke up before, and we dated for 6 months, and we, kind of split apart for 2.5 years, and then, I'm not saying like everyone gets back together, but me and Tara found our way back together. But I don't know who wants to go first with your stories. Should we start with
Don't
you?
look at me.
Should we start with you, Neila, since yours is the first?
Oh, fuck.
If
What?
you don't want to go first, I can go first.
Yeah, if you don't want to.
Let's see.
Anytime now, Neila.
Fuck. It is definitely fucked.
Oh, yeah. See, I can't tell if she's struggling to talk or if it's just her mic lagging. Oh, she did.
Well, I'm just gonna take a nap while I wait.
You still alive, Neila?
Is it? Please.
What?
Fuck. Is it work?
Kind of.
Please.
I mean, it...
Please.
Okay.
All right, now
Yeah,
it works.
yeah.
Now we hear.
Please.
Oh, god damn.
We hear you now.
What do I do here? Like,
I don't know. Just talk.
it doesn't want to fucking work with the camera.
Oh,
Well, does the mic work, but the camera doesn't?
I guess.
Alright, I guess we'll just have a blank screen on you.
we can just.
I'm so sorry.
But that still means you can't rip the bone, though, okay?
If you can't hear it, you can't prove I did it.
Alright, go on with your story. Probably start from like the way beginning. You know, like when it all started.
Oh, like when the problems first started to happen?
Well, I don't know. Maybe start like how you guys met, how you guys got together, and then work your way.
Oh, from the very, very
Yeah,
beginning.
we want the whole story.
All juicy details. All right. So, summer. This sounds so fucked up. The summer of 2018, I met my ex through his cousin. And I kind of did his cousin dirty because his cousin had a crush on me. But I didn't like his cousin like that because his cousin's 3 years younger than me and I thought it was weird. So, we become friends, like really good friends for like from the past week. But I had already been talking to someone, so I was interested in the person I was talking to and we got together. Flash forward 5 months, me and that person break up, and then me and my ex get closer again. And then we finally meet in person at my brother's band concert and his cousin's band concert because they were all in band at the same time. So we meet up in person. He was grounded, didn't have his phone, but I knew he was going because he had his old phone and was using that secretly. And then about a month later, I got with someone else. The shittiest person I could have ever have gotten with in my entire 19 years of living. So, I date this dude for a year. And by then it's 2020 when we break up. And my ex and we stopped talking as much when I was with the ex before him. Just because he liked me and I had a boyfriend. And I don't know. It was some weird shit. We weren't like friends anymore like that. But then after we broke up and quarantine happened, we became really super close. And let's see, I became friends with his friend. He was already friends with mine, but like more friends with mine. And then my ex before him does some fucked up shit and he cusses him out. And it's like telling him that I don't love him anymore. I don't want to be with him. Stop texting people that I know. Stop adding me on Snapchat. Stop doing that shit. Which he still does, by the way. He's got about 20 accounts blocked.
You know.
Bro, I wish I was kidding, Aaron. It's literally at 20 right now. It was 14 when we broke up 3 fucking years ago.
So I didn't really realize that it was like, I mean, I know you told me, and like, I know it pissed you off, but I didn't like realize, like, how.
Yeah, because
like,
around that time is when you stopped being my friend.
Yeah, but like it seems, I don't know. It's like it seems really stockish. Yeah.
Let me count.
Yeah.
Let me count while we're on that. It still is because he still makes accounts to fucking look at my stuff.
Well, I thought you said that
he did it.
Didn't you tell me like he made 3 accounts like since you and your most recent ex broke up?
Since me and my ex broke up, he's made 3 Snapchat accounts to view my.
See,
why?
Okay,
let's see. We have
my question is
2.
Who takes the time to make a bot email account?
Right.
You know?
Him. But listen. Okay, so we're at 2. 3. Where is it? 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's at 15 right now.
Jesus Christ.
And he keeps making more. And he's made about 3 Instagram accounts also to talk to me and to watch my shit. And occasionally he still does, and I'll catch him.
Oh my god.
And the whole thing is he has a girlfriend.
Oh my, that's
It's
even worse.
And the girl that he talked to after me and her are friends because we talk about how shitty he is and how horrible and how like fucking weird he is, okay?
Then why the fuck is
Mhm.
I
she
sent
with
her
them?
screenshots the very first time. No. This is the girl after me. He's dating a whole different girl.
Oh, so he already been through
I'm
like 3
friends.
people already. Or 2 people
Yeah.
since broken up with you. Damn.
Yeah.
And
Well,
this is the guy
I
that
can't
you
say
broke up
anything.
with a
I was
month
in a
ago?
relationship like
No.
no.
Oh,
The one
okay.
before him.
I think she'll get
But
into that later.
his girlfriend does not care.
That
I had the girl that he talked to after me send her the screenshots of him viewing my stuff and tell her that he's still viewing it, and she blocked
the fuck.
and does not give a fuck.
Wow.
That's
So,
called
that's fucking
Stockholm
weird.
syndrome.
It's over him? Oh, the worst fucking person I could have ever dated. I still get questions asking why I ever dated him. Like, bitch, I don't fucking know.
Why'd you date him?
But, okay. So we broke up that January of 2020. No, February. Because I went to South Dakota the week after. For my cousin's.
And the funny thing is, that's like the closest like you and me ever been. We're like.
I was
15
in your city.
Neila literally
In your city for about 15 minutes.
So before I moved to the Omaha area, and where I'm currently back because I moved back home. Technically, where Neila drove, if I would have drove 15 blocks in that direction, we probably would have seen each other.
I was
made
literally
hi.
at the Walmart or whatever store it was.
Oh, the one off the avenue.
Do you guys even have
I
Walmart
think- I don't
down
know.
there?
Yeah, we do. We have Sam's Clubs. and
Yeah, they
stuff,
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But
we even have Trader
you have the
Joe's.
video of me waving at you.
That
It
is true.
says what,
This-
Ohio, but it wasn't Ohio or
No.
whatever, Iowa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't tell
but
what's
I
worse,
was in
Ohio or
Nebraska.
Iowa.
Dude, I fucking hated Iowa though. That's why I don't.
But
live in,
anyways.
I don't live in Iowa right now.
So we broke up that February. And then me and my ex started talking not really until the end of April. At that point, I had already known him for almost 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So he comes over, like, May 3rd, he fucking comes over, okay? And then he asked me to be his girlfriend. And I said yes. So then, let's see. Around a year of dating is when things started to get a little harder. But we pushed through because, you know, shit like that happens. The honeymoon phase is over. You guys are growing as people. You're learning each other still. Shit like that. So we stuck through it for another year. We were together for 2 years and like almost 4 months. And then around, when was it? I think it was like my birthday. So around like June is where things started to get a little bit like different. Like things were changing. But we both reassured each other that we still loved each other. Everything was okay. We weren't gonna break up. No big deal. And then let's see. We start working on my room. It was about a month ago. Or no, it literally was a month ago. A month and a week ago. We were sanding the walls down in my room because we had to fill in this big ass hole. And so we're doing that. And then we have to leave because my mom got the worst sandpaper possible. Literally wasn't doing shit. So we went to Lowe's and then we went to Walmart.
Well, okay.
And then
Side note: were you actually using drywall sandpaper?
yeah, but it was like
Are
the
you
soft
sure?
sandpaper. It wasn't coarse sandpaper. It wasn't doing anything.
Okay, I know. I'm sorry to interrupt though, but
Aaron, I went to school for this shit. Shut up. I know what I'm doing.
I know I'm born from drywall finishers. I know I know all about it.
But yeah, we were
On the
using the
first-
right kind of sandpaper. She just got like the fucking softest one and
Yeah,
said to
I
use
get
it. And we were like, fuck no, we're not using that shit.
Mhm.
So then on the way back to my house, you know, we're supposed to finish the room together because he told me we would finish it together.
Mhm.
He says, I think I'm going to go home. And then I ask why. And then he's like, I'm tired. And I get upset, okay, because I really wanted him to help me finish the room. And then we get into an argument over it. So I'm like, I don't even remember anything about it. It was just some stupid ass argument over him leaving or me staying, and then him getting upset because I got mad at him after he promised me that he would stay. So then we get back to my house. I don't even say bye or anything. I just get out of the car and I like leave. I walk back to the room, finish it. And then, he like actually pulls out of my driveway. So I start to fucking cry. Cause I'm like, what the fuck? You promised me that you would help me with this shit, and you're not even like gonna help me. Huh?
Like he pulled out like out of the driveway?
Yeah, to leave.
Like fast or just like casually?
Just like casually, but it still like made me upset because I was like, you promised me that you would help me, and then you're not gonna help me.
All right. Yeah.
So I'm like crying, and then I see him pull back in the driveway. Like he comes back like 2 minutes later. So then I slam the door shut because I'm like fucking mad now at this point. And then this bitch comes in, and it's like, I'm here for the sander. He came back for the fucking sander he got and not to help me.
Wow.
So by then, I was even more upset, and I was like full on like crying and was like upset. And then he like sat down and just didn't say anything for about 10 minutes, and we were just sitting there while I was just crying. And I thought for sure he was going to break up with me then. Because we had already been weird the week, like that whole week, we were weird. Like things were like completely different. Like he wasn't saying like I love you as much. Or, like, let's see, I don't think I saw him that entire week before. But anyways, I thought he was gonna break up with me then, but he didn't. And he was like, we were just talking about how like we could be better people and stuff like that. And I was like, okay. And he was like, I know you've been working on your anger issues and shit like that, and you're doing really good. You just got to keep working on it. Like, I'm not going to leave you. I love you and shit like that. So then we work everything out. Everything's fine. He leaves and I do the room by myself, but I was like, okay with it because I didn't want to be with him at that point anymore. I was tired. I wanted him to go home. Oh, wait. Hold on. There's a whole another side story of something that he did that's fucked up.
Like before,
Okay.
Like before or after?
Before.
Before.
This
you
was
even-
like a month before.
Before you even broke up.
Yeah. Like a month before.
All right.
Oh,
Are you gonna
You know-
are you gonna talk about it, or are you
fuck.
saving it?
no, I'm gonna talk about it.
Okay.
Because
okay.
this is what like was putting a strain on it. The
I
very
got-
first thing
I
for
got
me
you.
at least. So, you know Snake Girl. I'm not gonna say her name.
Yeah.
You know I don't like her.
Uh-huh.
So there was another girl. I'm not gonna say her name, but they went to school with him and his friend,
Uh-huh.
their little boyfriend that you said.
The one that I called my boyfriend.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So she went to school with them.
Yeah.
And I went to orientation with them their senior year because I didn't have school and I really wanted to see the inside of the school because I've only ever seen the outside. So I went to orientation with him. And she comes in the room, the girl, and immediately waves to my ex. So then I turn to him and I'm like, who's that? And he tells me, and I walk out of the room. And then she turns to his friend and is like, why did they leave? And then he's just like, I don't know. But he is the one that told her where we were at, knowing that I don't like her. Okay.
And this
So
is
I
this is.
don't like her because she was like
And which girl was this that waved high?
the one that goes to school with them, not the
Okay.
Snake Girl.
Okay.
Because she graduated when I did, so she had no reason to be there.
Oh, okay.
But where was I? Yeah. So I didn't like her because she was telling my ex that she like was gonna miss him in the classes that she didn't have with him. And I was like, why the fuck are you saying that to my boyfriend? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you're weird for that. Because who just says that to someone
Right.
like that? And he was like, he would tell me like, well, it doesn't matter because she doesn't like me. She likes my friend. She's been in love with him since like freshman year. And I was like, well, I don't give a fuck. I don't like that she's saying that stuff to you. So then he blocks her. And Snake Girl was blocked prior because I been had problems with her from when she logged into Snapchat and wouldn't tell me where he was at.
Wait, what?
But do you not remember? It was before we got together, but it was when we were talking.
Oh, okay.
And he let her log into his Snapchat and do his streaks, but he wouldn't tell, or she wouldn't tell me where he was at. And was like just like ignoring me. So I got pissed off at that.
Okay.
So she has been blocked since like then. So then he comes over to my house. Like we're just hanging out. I don't even remember what we did that day, but we were just hanging out. And he went through my phone just for no reason. Like he just would do that. So I went through his phone and I went through his messages. And I see Miss Flowers. Her name is a flower. I'm not going to say what flower, but it's a flower. So of course I'm like, who's this? And he goes, you're going to be mad at me. So then I'm like, it better not be who the fuck I think it is. And he tells me who it is. So I get mad. And I'm already pissed off because of that. And then I keep scrolling. And then I see Snake Girl's fucking name. So I click on the conversation and I'm reading it. He sent her a fucking $1 because he felt bad for blocking her.
Okay. And when was this? This was like right before the breakup?
This was like 2 months ago, before we broke up.
Wow.
Okay? Mind you, he blocked 3 of my friends that I had never once unblocked or messaged on anything to ask how they were doing. Never said I'm sorry for blocking you. Never unblocked them once during our whole relationship. Never, like, texted them on any other account that I have. Never did anything. But he unblocks her fucking number, apologizes for blocking her, and sends her $1 and says that he felt bad.
Wow.
So, I start to get up, and he's, like, pulling me down and, like, holding me, and then I am, like, just crying, like, why would you do that? Like, I'm fucking, like, betrayed right now. Like, I would never do that to you. Why would you do that to me? So then I go to the bathroom, and I'm in the bathroom just crying for an hour. Like, I locked the bathroom door so he couldn't come in. And he was, like, texting me and stuff like that, and I just wasn't responding at first. Because, like, who does that to someone when they don't ever do that to you? That's fucked. But, yeah, that was fucked up. I forgive him, but it kind of put a weird strain after that for me. Because I was like, how do I know I can trust you after that? Like,
it's like dark water.
you say you're going to keep them blocked. You say you're going to keep them blocked, but you said that the very first time, and then I find out that you sent her a fucking $1 saying that you felt bad. Mm-hmm. And then I asked him that night, I was like, would you ever tell me? Like, were you ever going to tell me? He said no. So he was just going to keep it a secret that whole time and pray that I never find out. So that's even worse to me, is that he wasn't ever going to be honest. He was just going to hide it and act like he never did anything wrong. So then, back to the room. That whole week after we had that big argument, big fight thing, it was just off. So then I text him and I texted the group chat because I wanted to stunt on his friend, because that's the kind of like friendship we had, where it was like we would do couple things in front of him because he was single. But it wasn't ever anything to like actually upset him. It was just like joking around type shit. So I texted the group chat and I was like, hey, what are you doing Friday? And he was like, nothing. Why? I mean, I have school. And I was like, what are you doing after school? And he was like, nothing. And I said, okay, we're going on a date. So I take him or he's driving. Oh wait, no. I drove. I was driving. Wait, oh fuck.
Take your time.
Yeah, if it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's driving or.
Well, no. Fuck.
Breathe.
Oh my god. Hold on. It might be back.
Wait,
Okay.
what?
So,
Okay.
that night, but he came to my house. Or no, I picked him up. Because I was like full on intending on paying for everything because it was my idea. So I take him to the best food place in the world, you know, Zaxby's, my number one.
Fucking.
I haven't fucking had it since that night.
Oh
I'm not gonna
my
lie.
god! You must just now be
So-
dying though.
Bro, Aaron,
Okay, for context,
it.
for context for everyone, Neila is like a religious like cult member of
my God.
Zaxby's. You know,
when I worked at Bob Evans and I always had money, I would DoorDash Zaxby's like every day. I wish I was kidding.
That dude, to be honest, that's actually a fucking flex when you order food from a restaurant that's not the restaurant you work at. The
Yeah. But, oh my god. So I took him to Zaxby's, and everything was like kind of fine. At least he was making it seem. But then, what did we do? We were gonna go bowling, but the bowling alley was too packed, and we were like, let's not do that. We don't want to wait an hour and a half to bowl.
Mhm.
So we do what we normally do. We call Connor. Oh fuck. We call his friend.
You really need to.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We call his friend, and we're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he goes, "I'm doing nothing." And we were like, "Okay, be ready in like 5 minutes." So we go pick up, and we go see Bullet Train.
How was it?
And it was actually pretty good. I gave it like an 8 out of 10.
Really, an 8 out of
It was
10.
it was very weird, but it was pretty good.
It seems weird, like in the trailer, and then it's like a little bit of Brad Pitt, and then a bunch of fighting scenes, like in the trailer.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on half the time, but it's actually very entertaining.
All right, I'll have to check that out then.
So we're watching Bullet Train, and you know, like I lean my head on his shoulder. He doesn't mind. He doesn't hold my hand the entire time. He doesn't really talk to me, which is weird because normally during the movies we like always have something to say to each other about it.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm like kind of upset. And after that, they were like, let's go home because we all had to work in the morning. So I drive his friend back to his house and then drive him home. The entire ride there was silent. Like, he was on his phone the whole time. The only thing that was playing was music. There was no talking, nothing. I'm like on the verge of tears because I'm like, what the fuck is wrong? Like, why does everything feel so off? I thought we were having a great time. It felt like we were having a great time. Why is this weird? So we get to his house and I pull into his driveway. And I just sit there and then I start to cry. And he's like, why are you crying? And I ask him if he's going to break up with me because it feels like he is. And he was like, no. And then we just kind of sit there for a minute. And I'm like, do you want to sleep over? And he goes, tonight? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, okay. And then he sends me home so that way he could pack a bag and drive himself. Because he had to work in the morning. There's no point in not driving. So then he comes over. And let's see. I thought everything was fine because we kind of talked it out in the car before I left. And then we're like watching, I don't remember what we were watching. We were watching something. And he just pauses it and then starts to hug me. And then in my head, I'm like, oh, fuck. This better not be happening. This isn't happening. This is not what's going on. Like, I'm trying to convince myself that everything's okay. He's just, like, feeling bad or something. And then he doesn't say anything, but then he just says, I'm sorry. So then I'm, like, you know when your heart drops, you can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happened. And then I start, like, fucking full on sobbing. And I'm like, are you breaking up with me? And he doesn't say anything. And that basically confirms it for me. So I'm just like sitting there like crying, just in his arms, just full on crying, and he's just holding me. And then I get up, I sit up, because I don't want him to touch me anymore because like he just broke up with me. And then he like keeps on hugging me. And then I try to go to my parents' room to see if they were up, and they were asleep. And I was kind of really upset about that because I did not want to be with him like right then and there. So then I go to the bathroom and I just cry. And then I come out of my room. Or I come out of the bathroom and I go back to my room. And then we just kind of talk for like an hour, 2 hours. But the thing that gets me is that an hour before he was telling me that he wasn't going to break up with me and then comes over to my house to sleep over. Like,
Right.
what the fuck? Why couldn't you have just done it then and there? I was dropping you off at your house.
Mhm.
Right.
Why'd you have to come all the way back to my house to do that when I'm already at yours?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the end of that. I've eaten, but I haven't really eaten. But I'm over it now. But I haven't had my fucking favorite food place in almost a month because of it. Because I don't want to go back. But that was kind of fucked. But there's a lot of fucked up shit that I would let slide in the relationship that he would say. Like, let's see. Every single person that I have known since middle school has known that I'm not straight, okay? Aaron's witnessed it. He knows. He would genuinely get mad when I would say that I'm not straight.
Mhm.
And he'd be like, well, you're going to be with me for the rest of our lives. Why do you have to be like, why do you have to say you're not straight? Why does it matter? You're not going to date anyone else. You want for me. And he was like, well, I don't want you to be not straight. And I was like, well, I'm not straight, so I can't not be straight. And he would get mad and genuinely be upset that I would say I wasn't straight. And that was a whole argument. So then it just ended on me saying, okay, fine, fuck it. I'm not, like, I'm straight. Is that what you want to hear? Like, fuck. So then that's a whole conversation. We've had that argument about 4 times since being together. And then he told me one time that I didn't have an eating disorder because I didn't look like I had one and that it was a mindset. I've had one since I was in 8th grade, okay? Whether it be not eating at all or eating too much, I've always had one. So I get upset about him telling me that because it's like, what the fuck? That's kind of fucked up to say to someone when you know they're like going through that struggle and you know because you've seen it, you've been with them for 2 years, you physically watched them eat, not eat. Like, where does that come in? Like, what point in that is not an eating disorder for you to think that?
Mhm.
So then, after we break up, he comes to get his shit together. I've had it in our garage since I moved into this room because I was not going to have it in my room. So it was like 2 trash bags. One was full of, wait, okay. One was full of random shit that he's given me, like all of our pictures, all of my presents and shit like that. And then there was a painting that I started, a Kendrick Lamar album. It was one of those.
Which
I
one?
started it and never finished it. Good Kid, Mad.
Okay.
It's the one of a band.
Yeah, I got you.
Well, yeah. So I started that, never finished it. And then a giant card that he got me for Valentine's Day. So then I'm cleaning out my old room. So this was on Saturday. It was almost a week ago. I'm cleaning out my old room, waiting for him to get there. So then I'm like, okay, well, let me just pull all his shit out there because I don't want to have to do that when he's here. I don't want him to have to be here longer than it needs to be. So I start to bring the shit out there and then he pulls up. And I'm like I put one bag in his car, went back to grab the other, and then he grabs the painting and is like, are you sure you don't want this to like keep it and like turn it into something else? And I just say no. because I don't want that. I'm gonna have to remember like what that's from. Like, bitch, get that shit out of here. So that's the only thing I said to him that entire time. He was there for like 5 minutes. And then afterwards, after he leaves, he texts me and he goes, not to be like pushy or anything, but have you been eating? Motherfucker, if you didn't care in the 2 years we were together, do not care after we break up if I'm eating or not.
Wow. That's the
So
worst.
I say,
Wait. So, did he? Do you know? Well,
So
okay.
he
I
went-
know it's hard to say because it's a text message, so you really can't justify the contents of it. But do you think it was him trying to be rude? And because he
no,
said
I think it
he
was
said
him
not
just
trying to be rude.
genuinely be like
It's
supportive and caring.
trying to care.
Right.
okay. That's what you
Go
take
from
it at.
2 years of you don't have an eating disorder, it's just a mentality, and then after the breakup, it's like, yeah, did you eat?
So then I just
Bro.
said, he goes, have you been eating? And I say, no, I haven't eaten a full meal since we broke up. And he goes, I'm sorry. And
Now-
I just like, I didn't answer after that.
Now
then he
I know
kept
I
texting me.
told you to go eat because you said I honestly haven't eaten anything, but like me, I got mad low key because you didn't eat.
Yeah, I can
and
tell
I
you
said
were mad.
and I said don't fucking do that to yourself because trust me, I did that shit. It doesn't work out for you.
I think I've lost like 15 pounds since then.
Well, you're in college, so go do that freshman 15 then.
No, I already gained that. I don't need to gain it back. I just lost it. So he keeps texting me and then is like, you should eat. And then I'm like, I'm fine. Because I really don't want to talk to him. And he just keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think he texted me one more time after that, but I don't remember. Because I delete the conversation because I don't want to see that shit. But let me okay, so there's another girl that while me and the ex before him were together, him and her like messed around. Like they weren't ever more than friends, but they would like hang out and like make out and shit like that. And I didn't like her because I knew that. Because, you don't like any of your partner's exes before them or anyone that they've messed with before them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't like that. So then she added me on Snapchat a couple months ago, and I add her back. Because I'm just like, I'm a nosy bitch, so I need to see what she wants. She doesn't ever text me, but when I post that me and him broke up, she's one of the first few to slide up and be like, oh no, I'm so sorry. And then a week later, post a picture in his little shed behind his house where he smokes. And I know it's his shed because we went shopping one time before we broke up and he told me to pick out one thing for the shed. And I picked out this little green Among Us plushie guy and was like, get this. And it was in the fucking picture.
Wow.
So I see that and I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. There's no goddamn way. Because yeah, I unblocked the people that he blocked, but I haven't hung out with any of them. Like I barely talked to any of them. So I see that and I immediately go to block her because I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? But yeah, that made me mad. I don't really give a fuck anymore because I'm doing my own thing. And in some ways, he was a shitty boyfriend. In some ways, I was a shitty girlfriend. But in the end, he probably did more fucked up shit than I did. So yeah,
the whole dollar.
that was that.
the whole dollar.
Yeah. Could you imagine? Aaron, you've seen me mad.
Neila, I think I've seen you just red.
You've probably seen me in every single fucking emotion that ever existed.
Probably.
But do you remember how mad I was when my ex texted my cousin?
Mm-hmm.
That's how mad I was. So, I was fucking pissed off at that. And I was like, I should have broke up with him then and there. Because why the fuck are you texting people that you know I have problems with, you know I don't like? I've never once done that to you.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. That was that whole story. That was that whole fucking thing. It's all good. I'm vibing.
Oh,
That's the way to put it.
I know you are.
I'm living my life to its fullest potential. Probably not, actually. But to me, I am.
Rips bong at 9 a.m.
Bitch, let me tell you, I woke up at 6 yesterday. I had to hit the bong to go to back to sleep. Because, listen, okay. Listen. Let me justify it. Okay.
I mean, I don't do drugs, so
I had gotten, the day before, I had gotten 3 hours max of sleep, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, what's his name was over. He didn't leave until, um, what time did he leave? 5? So, I didn't go to sleep until about 6 because I had to take my dad to work. There was no reason for me to wake or go back to sleep for like 30 minutes when I was already up. So I waited until after that. And then I went to sleep until like 7, almost 8. And then my mom calls me and is like, I need you to bring my charger. So I have to go all the way back to my fucking parents' job to bring my mom her charger. And I was going to go back to sleep for another 30 minutes before I had to babysit. But my grandma was like, come with me to the dumpster because I can't lift one of these trash bags up. So in my head, I'm like, fuck. I really don't want to, but okay. So then I go with her, and then I'm babysitting for 3 hours from 9 to 12:30. Haven't slept except for the almost hour and a half. And then I had to pick up my brother from school at 3. It's 12:30. I go to sleep until 2 because I'm like, I need some kind of sleep or else I will crash my car on the way there. I didn't go back to sleep again that day until about 10:30 at night.
Wow.
Damn.
Cause I left school but I couldn't go home because I didn't want to hear my parents be like, "Why are you home early?" And if I would have said I'm like tired, they would have been like, "Well, go to sleep on time" or some shit like that. And I didn't want to hear that. So I went to my cousin's because she also goes to school with me. And we left and we went to her house and I stayed there until 9. But I got home at 9:15. So I put the seat back in my car, turned my lights off, and sit in my car for 45 minutes until it's like 10. And then I pull into the driveway and then I go to my room. Because then by then it's like, okay, she's home on time. They're not going to say anything. And then literally about 15 minutes after I get home, I pass the fuck out. And then I wake up at 1 in like a panic because I'm thinking, because I have to work the next day. This is on Tuesday. I have to work out Wednesday. So this is Wednesday at 1:45 in the morning. I thought it was like 1:45 p.m. And I like panicked and was trying to find all signs that say that it's not in the afternoon without having to get up. And then it finally says 1:45 in the morning and I'm like, okay, fuck. So then I go back to sleep for 3 hours. And then what's his name gets off work and then I don't go back to sleep until about 6. And then I have to get high to go back to sleep because I'm like basically wide awake. And yeah, I got about 12 hours of sleep that day. Best sleep of my life. Not gonna get that again for a couple days, but it's okay. Don't look disappointed.
Oh, I'm not. Like, I mean, I can say. I don't do drugs pretty often. I don't at all. But when I drink though, I mean, when I went through my high school and like college, and I would be going to different parties though. Like I know, like you literally stay out all night till like 6. You go home, you fall asleep like right at 10, and then you don't wake up until like 2 days later, and then you do the same thing the following day.
Well, I'm not even in like college like that, but I
Well,
still
I
like
know.
do shit like that.
I know.
But
But
after
even
me and
you could probably find some shit. Like you could probably find college parties Like we're
Oh yeah, I definitely
easily.
could. I just don't. But after me and him broke up, I think I stayed up 24 hours one time. I was up for like 25 hours. And I had to call out of work because I physically couldn't go to work without having to sleep. Because I was going to be there from like 1 to 5. And I had already been up for 24 hours at that point. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to go to work. So I just told them that I couldn't make it in because my car wouldn't start. And I told my mom that they changed the schedule last minute because my job's been fucking me over. And she believed it. So I got away with that. And then I went to sleep from about 1 to like 6, I think it was. Because I didn't want to sleep all day. I didn't want to be up all night. So I went to sleep and woke up earlier so that way I'd go to sleep at like probably 2 or 3 in the morning. And I still do that. I don't have the best sleeping habit. I wonder if it'll let me turn on my camera now.
All right. Well, Ayden, I guess it's your turn now.
Well,
Nope.
nope. I've never been in a relationship for 2 years. My longest one was this most recent one that ended 6 days ago. But I feel like I should probably start back to my 8th grade year. Around December of my 8th grade year, this is 2015. When was my? It was not 2015. Hold on.
Well, 2015, I was a freshman, so.
Well, hold on. I
I
just
don't-
graduated class of 2022. Was my 12th grade years. Yeah.
You're
No.
younger than me?
Yes, I am younger than you.
Yeah.
I'm 17.
Oh, fuck.
I'm 17. I turn 18 in 2
No
months.
fucking way.
Yeah, I'm younger than you. You're
What
19 and
the
17.
Okay.
Yeah, when he comes for the wedding
Well,
next summer, he's
you
gonna be a
would
legal
not have
adult.
been in 8th grade in 2015. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm thinking 2015.
Because I
Let's
was
see,
in 8th grade from 2016 to 2017.
Right. So 2018 was my freshman year. All right, it's 2017. I don't know why I said 2015. Okay, but the winter of 2017 is I got with my first ever girlfriend, and I don't know. I feel like it's a thing with relationships. It's like basic psychology is when someone tells you that they like you, you start to like them back. As long as you're alone, and I feel like part of that is desperation. I had no clue who this girl was because my family split up when I was 2. My mom, I live with my mom. My mom was full custody, and I go to visit my dad. Back then it was every other weekend, but now it's different now because I'm an adult. But every other weekend I go to my dad's house, and then there's this girl that started showing up, and I never knew her name, but turns out she commented on one of my cringy YouTube videos, said, "Hey, I like you," and I was like, "Oh, I like you too." We dated for 10 months, 9 months actually, and that ended in a stupid way. Actually, I should have broken up with her a while ago before because she was very controlling. She found out that I had played Fortnite, and she got really mad about that. She was not okay with Fortnite, and
Fuck.
yeah, she hated Fortnite, and I don't know why. And she was always in this Despacito spider meme.
Wait,
Uh,
what? What?
Yeah,
What?
she was
Context.
really into the Despacito spider. Like when I introduced her to Roblox, she had no clue what Roblox even was. I introduced her to
How?
Roblox. I don't even know, and she made her Roblox avatar the Despacito spider, and I don't know why, but it was the dumbest dead meme ever. And
I
by the
never
way, I ended
even
up
heard of
regretting.
Despacito Spider. Like I know Despacito 5 was found in Dusty Divot. Only that meme.
No. I ended up regretting showing her Roblox because she ended up role playing with random 10-year-olds, and she was like, she's like, it's not weird, and I'm like, bro, you're literally
I think that's a
online
little
dating,
weird.
right? Like not even like just in the game, like full on online dating some random 12-year-old or 10-year-old from across the country. That's not okay. That's virtually cheating. And she's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, okay. Yes, it is.
Not only
Yes,
that,
it
it's
is.
just weird.
That is weird. And so I told her to stop that. And turns out that I didn't know this until after. I'm not giving any names out because I don't want to like ruin their reputation with anyone they have, but they already did this with me, with my niece.
Oh, no.
She pushed me to do things I didn't want to do very early in a relationship. But then after the relationship was over, she turned around and pinned it all on me. And she actually
That's what the ex before my last one did. That's exactly what he did. And then
right.
proceeded to make all those accounts to try to talk to me as if I apparently wasn't the problem, like he said.
Mm-hmm. But before it was while I was with, so like 8 months ago, she turned around and started telling my family about the stuff that me and her did that no one wanted to hear about. Right. That's why I haven't talked to her since. I've blocked her and everything because that's gross. We didn't have sex or anything.
So sorry. Hold on.
Yeah, right.
The queen's fucking dead.
Yeah.
For
we know. It's all over Reddit and Twitter. We know.
But I haven't seen anything about that till just now.
I haven't seen anything about it, but that's the first thing I saw.
Because they said they were gonna make an announcement like 6 p.m. local time, their time.
Yeah.
But no, she's been dead for months. She hasn't been seen in public for since COVID happened.
Like 3 months.
You know, so she's
Right.
No.
She's been.
It's only been a couple months.
She's been dead for a while. They just kept it a secret.
Haven't right. But yeah, we didn't do a lot. Mostly, just kid stuff. Touching.
Define kid.
I don't want to go too far into it because that topic actually makes me a little uncomfortable.
Did you finger?
But no, I did not.
Oh.
She wanted me to. She actually put my hand there, tried to force me to, and I said no.
Damn. See, okay.
Yeah.
I know you don't feel comfortable, because I know it's.
If you ask questions, I'll answer the question, but I won't bring it up.
Okay, I understand, because it's your first, it feels intimidating,
Mm-hmm.
But dude, when I had a middle school girlfriend, dude, this one girlfriend, in 7th grade, we would pass notes to each other on the last this free period, and we pass notes, and she goes, "You want to go behind the theater and make out?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh my god.
So, yeah, and then she ends up being one of my best friends.
Who is it?
Huh?
Is it the one I know?
No. I met the one that I met. Want to say
I've known her just as much as I've known you.
Well, I met her my senior year, and then I met you my months after. So yeah, it's pretty both of you. I have the same amount.
It wasn't months after. We were still in school when we met.
I was not in school when we met.
You were.
No, I wasn't. I know I was
on... It was the end of school, so that's probably why you're probably done with all your shit. But I was still in school, so I remember.
Well, yeah, you.
Because we met through the one girl.
Actually, I didn't meet you.
Because she made that one.
I didn't meet you through the one girl. I met you through the one person that knew the one girl. So I met you.
It's really hard to do without names.
I know it really. I met you from,
it really is.
I met you from I met you from an online friend that I played Minecraft with, who introduced me to some girl that he played Minecraft with, who knew you, and then just for one night decided to add a bunch of fucking people to a Snapchat.
You added me because, or no, you talked to me because I liked 21 Pilots.
Yeah, that's honestly true because you had the same shirt I had, but I acid washed it with bleach, so I added you to show you and all this shit, and then I fucking forgot who you even were for.
Never really talked over anything until
and then
me going into sophomore year.
And then get this, Ayden. Fortnite was big, so I wanted to go home from college and play Fortnite on my Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that's how we very first started talking.
Neila posted on her story, "I need people to play Fortnite with." I'm like,
oh,
same. I need people to play Fortnite with. So yeah, then
This is like season 4, chapter 1 of Fortnite. This is when it was like
this is
good.
like the superhero theme one, I think, because I even bought the battle pass for it the first time.
It was like really awkward the first time I remember because I
Yeah.
had someone else with us
Yeah, that's true.
and she wouldn't talk.
Mm-hmm.
But then we kept playing, and then I introduced you to my ex,
Yeah.
and then we met. Let's see. We met. What's his name? I'm gonna start with the T. Can't say it. I hope you know who I'm talking about because they're not saying anything.
Wait, the one guy?
Yes, the one guy who is a male.
I'll text-
Yes,
the one guy who's a male.
that's all I hear. But yeah, the whole reason why I brought up the fact that
okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about. But how's this? I was honestly texting my mom, so that's on me. I literally tuned out the conversation.
Oh.
So, okay, how'd that play in?
Let's see. Okay.
oh
God,
You met-
Ayden, I'm so sorry that we interrupted you though.
no, that's all right.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. After this, I'm done. But we met my ex, or no, I introduced you to my ex, and then I met what's his name through someone else, and I introduced him to you guys, and then we all played for a long time.
That was the original group right there.
Yeah.
Like that was Ayden. That like this group was like straight.
But whenever you couldn't play because of school, we would play with another girl.
Yeah. This straight up was
the one that
the
we played with the very first time.
Ayden.
Yeah.
When
we were the OGs.
When the Auroras has like a museum one day, like it, you know, we started out with the Banditos and they worked their way up to the Auroras. now they all became OTK members.
We've gone through like 5 different friend groups, Aaron.
I mean, yeah, because I mean, honestly,
we have the OG friend group, the like quarantine friend group, now friend group with like only us.
I want to say like even when I was on console gaming, like I could never have a friend group, an active friend group that lasted longer than like a year. So like
look at us, like
the little
6 years later.
The little thing that we have going right now is like the longest I ever had. Like
even when we weren't talking for like a good 6 months.
Yeah, like an active Maj Podge of just people like right now. Like pretty much everyone in the Discord. I mean, obviously the Auroras were all active. We all play with each other. And we've been playing with each other for almost
2 years.
2 years, and then
to the summer of 2020.
Yep, established 2020, and then we all have like our friends that we met from place to place to place. So like we have like a little family tree of just gamers. But yeah, honestly, like just the tight bunch I have has pretty much been like my first like online.
Can I tell you something?
Friends. All right, but go on, Neila.
Where was I? Oh yeah, but whenever you wouldn't play, we would play with this girl. So there was like 2 separate friend groups, but they were all the same. Like the same group, basically.
Yeah.
But you never really played with her again after the very first time.
Wait, was that?
Because she stopped playing.
Oh, the girl that would play with you when I would play for the first time?
Yeah, the one that you met when we first started talking, like,
I got you.
over headset.
I got you.
And then it was us 4 for a while. And then every once in a while, my ex's friend would come, but he would always be with his girlfriend, so he would only talk for like 2 minutes. And then I introduced P to the friend group.
Oh yeah, Pierce. Pierce is awesome.
Try not to say his name, but I mean, I guess it's better. Pierce is awesome. I haven't talked to him in a couple months.
We don't have issues with Pierce though, so I think we're okay to say his name.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I could have said what's his name and all of them, but it's fine. But
True.
yeah, Pierce was introduced to the friend group, and then quarantine happened. So that was the friend group for a good 4 months. Because then you stopped talking to all of us. And then me and my ex got together, and it was me, him, and his friend. And every once in a while, I would go off and play with Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd have our own little friend group. Also, it was, I don't know, it was a whole, like, fucking family tree, I guess.
Yeah,
And it all stems
it
from
really
me.
is.
It's literally all me.
Yep. All right, Aiden. Go, finish,
Sorry,
finish.
my mom walked in the room.
Well, you're fine. At
The
least
whole
it
whole
happened.
reason this conversation came up is because I said that my first girlfriend hated Fortnite.
Yes.
The reason why I brought
Yeah.
that up is because I don't know why I remember it being much more in the middle of the relationship, but actually going back to text messages to find it, it was actually like a week or two before we broke up. Maybe not even. A lot of the times, Discord was glitching out on my phone, so I wouldn't get notifications, and my computer wasn't strong enough to play Fortnite. It would chug at 4 frames per second, so I'd play on my dad's laptop. So my phone's not going off when she's texting me and I'm playing Fortnite. And then eventually I would check my phone, like, why do I have no notifications from Discord? Because this is a time where we're texting back and forth. There was like not even a minute between our replies. And I check, and there's this whole string of text messages saying, why do you hate me? Why is this game more important than me? And I'm like, oh, great. And then this time in particular, she decided to take it too far. She's like, okay, it's the game or me. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, either you pick the game or you pick me, but you're not going to have both. So I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, all right, I give you 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes to decide. Either we're done or the game's done. And I spend the 10 minutes telling, like, look, this is stupid. I'm not picking you or the game. This is stupid. Like, you're being stupid. This is stupid. Then after the 10 minutes goes up, she finally just lets it slide. And then me and her don't end up working out. But this is what I mean, I say it like it's a hoe phase, but it's not really, because it only lasted a few months. And it's not like I'm having sex with anybody.
I think I'm the one that defines a hoe phase, though. So
right. Because I'm still a virgin, if I'm being honest, and I probably will be for the rest of my life. But, so
Why are you laughing at that, Aaron? That's
I mean, never say you're a virgin, because look, I'm 24. I still play with Legos, but I still get pussy.
have you seen me though, Joker? I'm a ginger.
Well, you know what?
I got no game. I got.
hey,
you
go
see
find
this
a
red
girl
hair?
that loves gingers.
You see this red hair?
Hey,
yeah, that's not gonna happen.
trust me. There's girls out there that will surprise the shit out of you, Aiden. I'll tell you that.
Right.
Yeah.
But
a lot of them
the
are
reason
from
why-
Florida, but minus Neila. Okay.
the reason why we broke up, me and girl number one is what we're gonna call her, so I don't say her name.
Mhm.
Was because I was walking home from school one day, and she said, I tried to force myself to like another boy to see if I could. And I was like, what?
What?
And it took
What
me,
the fuck?
at that point I realized, like, no, this girl's weird. But I didn't want to. I was scared to break up with her. I was scared to be alone. But after an hour of deciding, I finally decided, yeah, we're done. And she tried threatening me with suicide to keep me to stay. She's like, I'm going to kill myself if you leave.
Ah, yes, the good old.
And
Yeah.
I was like, just promise you won't kill yourself. And she'll like, so you are breaking up with me. And I was like, promise you won't kill yourself. And she never promised, but she never did. Obviously. But that all happened, and then that was really on my mind. And the day after, I just couldn't get it off my mind. I regretted doing it. So I texted her and I was like, yo, I regret it. Can we get back together? Eventually, I need some time to work on myself. And she's like, of course, Aiden. I will always wait for you. And I was like, sweet. And I slowly start getting... This is the reason why I say breaks don't work. Because a lot of people are like, let's take a break.
I say that too.
Breaks don't
I
work.
refuse.
Because even after dedicating myself to getting back with her, after a few days, that's all it took for me to start getting detached. Breaks don't work because after separation happens, detachment happens, and once detachment happens, you just don't want that person anymore. And as it kept going on, and we started texting less and less, and I kept telling her stop texting because I'll tell you when I'm ready. Stop texting. And then she'd like, okay, I'll stop texting you. And then 5 minutes later, be like, I'm sorry, I can't not text. And then this is when girl number 2 comes along. And actually, girl number 2, I had a crush on a long time before girl number 1 came along. But girl number 2 had a boyfriend, so I quickly switched away from that before I got with girl number 1. But girl number 2 and my best friend I've had since first grade is actually not my best friend anymore. Would always make fun of me and girl number 1. They would always call her a guy. They would always make jokes, and they made another joke, and I'm like, actually, don't make that joke because we're kind of not together anymore. And as soon as I told her that, girl number 2 started flirting with me really hard. And then I realized I had a crush on her, so I told girl number 1 on a Friday night football game because we were in a marching band together. Not me and girl number 1 because she lived 40 miles away. Me and girl number 2 were in a marching band together, so I told girl number 1 that we will not be getting back together. I found someone else. And then that next day on a Saturday, I had to block 3 emails from her because she would not stop messaging me. I was sitting at a family reunion and she was spamming me on Google Hangout. She was spamming me because I had already blocked her Discord. So every time I blocked a new email on Google Hangout, she'd create a new one and continue to spam me. So I uninstalled Google Hangout. It didn't take very long for her to get wind of that. So
this is middle school if you're using Google Hangout to message people.
Right.
This is actually the first month.
This is how me and Omar,
high school.
Like literally me and
It's
Omar.
probably because Kick wasn't a big thing anymore, so people had to find something else to use.
Well,
we used Ubu though.
Kick isn't Kick like frowned upon? Like if it's on your phone, like people already know you're cheating.
Yeah, bro, you're like fucking weird.
But me and Omar, so me and Omar would do Minecraft Let's Plays, like in middle school and freshman year. And the thing is, like, you know how when you have a YouTube account, it's easy to live stream, like off of the website to your computer. So yeah, there's like cringy ass Minecraft Let's Plays. And live streams from like middle school to like the first like semester of freshman year, and yeah, it all took place on Google Hangouts.
But yeah, she was only a few months younger than me, but she was a grade below me. Her birthday was in December, mine's October. That's the only age gap we had was a few months. But she was a grade under me. So she was in 8th grade. I had just started my freshman year in high school. But she kept spamming me on WhatsApp, so I blocked her WhatsApp number. And then she started forwarding me porn emails because that's all she had resorted to. And at that point, I realized, this girl crazy. So I texted her mom and said, yo, your daughter's crazy. Go get her. And her mom said, okay, thank you. And I never heard from her again.
Was the text message actually, yo, go get your daughter? She crazy.
That wasn't the exact words, but I did say, your daughter is crazy. Can you get her to stop? Like something along those lines. I realize now I probably shouldn't have said your daughter's crazy. Like that's kind of got a bad vibe to it, but hey, it is what it is. But me and girl number 2 we never had the official dating title because at this point I'm only 13 turning 14. And my mom wasn't okay with me dating yet. But of course, when I told her I had a girlfriend, she didn't like make me break up with her or anything. She was like, okay, just get a girl pregnant and I'm chopping your penis off. That was her thing. She didn't want me to have sex in general, but that was the way she deterred me from doing that. But got to get to homecoming. I went to the homecoming dance with girl number 2. And then girl number 3 had a crush on me, a really big crush on me, and always has in 7th grade. So I'm sitting there next to girl number 2 and girl number 3. Went to homecoming with girl number 2. Girl number 2 didn't like that girl number 3 had a crush on me. So what did she do? She looked to make sure girl number 3 is watching and then kissed me twice. So girl number 3 ran crying to the bathroom. And then this is why I'll never go to homecoming again, which doesn't matter. I'm graduated now. I heard from girl number 3's best friend that she was in the bathroom cutting herself. and that turned out to not be true as far as I'm aware. It might be, it might not be. I'm pretty sure it's not. But that's how homecoming went. And then on Halloween, I was hanging out with girl number 2, and this is, I don't know why I was with her. She was mentally and physically abusive. She would spend the entire night trying to land a kick in between my legs, and she missed every time until I was walking her home. She landed one really good. And then to make up for it, she kissed me. Like, that was kind of weird. And then that was the last time we ever kissed. And then that weekend I went to my dad's house and she blocked me out of nowhere. So I was like, okay, guess we're done. That was it. So what do? I start liking girl number 3. And me and girl number 3 are talking, and it's going good. And then me and girl number 1 start talking again. I unblock her out of nowhere, and we start talking again. And then guess what? Guess who caught feels for girl number 1 again? Yeah, me. So I told girl number 3, sorry, back with my ex, we won't work out. So me and girl number 1 date for 7 days, and then she tells me, or she asked me, what are you doing right now? And I said, no, just texting these other girls, I won't say the name. And she's like, okay, I'm not going to talk to you while you're texting them. And I'm like, why? And she's like, because I don't like them. And I'm like, okay, you're being petty right now. And she's like, okay. And I said, sorry, this was a mistake. This isn't going to work. Broke up with her again. That's the last time we ever been together. So what do? I get back with girl number 3. This time I introduced girl number 3 to girl number 1 because me and girl number 1 are still friends at this point. Like, we didn't stop being friends. We just weren't dating. So what did girl number 1 do? Girl number 1 started pinning all of the stuff she pressured me to do onto me to girl number 3, saying, don't be with him. He only wants girls for lust. He does not care for you. He doesn't know why he likes you. Don't be with him. But she didn't listen. And I asked her out, and she said yes. 2.5 days later, she breaks up with me. Average high school relationship.
Damn.
So what do? I go back to girl number 2. And now me and girl number 2, I ask her out, and she says yes. And then 10 days later, she breaks up with me. And I said, why? And she said, because it feels awkward. I said, okay. And she said, you're not going to fight for me to stay? And I'm like, there's no point. You already want to leave. There's no point in fighting for you to stay if you don't want to. And then I tell girl number 3 that me and girl number 2 broke up again. And then what does girl number 3 do? She says, I want to try again with you. And I'm like, okay, just give me some time. I guess she didn't get that memo because she started telling everyone in the school we were together again. So whatever. I find out 10 days later, and I find out really weird. She got a PlayStation 4 for her birthday. Not for her birthday, sorry. For Christmas. And I joined one of her parties because I had a PlayStation 4. And there's this guy who's calling her girlfriend. So I pull this girl number 3 into a private party. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? And she's like, oh, I'm just messing with him. I made him think that we're together online. And I'm like, okay, but he doesn't know that. He doesn't think that. He thinks this is real. Go end it. So she sent him a message to end it. And he was like literally bawling his eyes out, crying because of this.
Oh my god.
And I realize now that it probably wasn't a joke. She was actually like online and cheating. Like, I don't know how that works. But that relationship ended up ending with girl number 3 because she focused too much on her game and on her online friends. I would go days without a text. And I admit it might be a toxic trait of mine, but I'm a very clingy partner.
Yeah, me too.
I need reassurance. I'm very insecure. I need reinsurance.
Mm-hmm.
I need attention, and I need your love. I cannot have you
That's
go
how
days
I
without
am.
texting me because that just I don't feel.
I wouldn't call it a toxic trait, though. That's just basic shit.
Right.
Like,
I don't call it a toxic trait. Just a lot of other people do, which is why I say it.
Like,
I don't think it's toxic, but that's just because it's me. But
yeah, like, okay, the amount of times that I play video games, minus, okay, say if I still had my previous job, the amount of times that I would work plus play video games, I still managed to actually give Tara attention and affection.
Right.
I set aside time for her. Sometimes, I would admit that, oh my god, the boys are all online, right. I really want to be playing with them.
You want to go play with the boys, but you got to give attention to the girl.
But yeah,
like,
and the
amount of times. Sorry.
No, it's fine. But like, Tara, like, she would even game too. So it's like,
Right. There's
So-
Yeah, most of the
You're
time it'd be with me.
although,
So
well, yeah, there's been times
you're
where,
welcome.
well, I'm not like complaining, but there were times where it would be reversed. Okay, I'm not playing
Yeah.
games,
Sorry.
but she is. No, I'm not saying. But the thing is, Tara, you know, I
Right.
usually I would give her the time for her to play games, you know, because I
The
saw
thing-
I saw
feel
it
like
as I play.
you guys are also both independent, but
Yeah.
also need each other. You know,
Mhm.
like you're both okay with doing your own things, but there's those times where you actually like need to physically be with each
Oh,
other
yeah.
for just a little bit.
But I mean, we talked about like, yeah, we honestly haven't been on a, I would say like a real date night in a while, but to us, like
You guys are also like still going through stuff.
well, yeah, but we also,
From moving and shit like that, figuring
Yeah.
things out.
but we kind of talked and we consider like going grocery shopping, basic shit like that, like as little small dates, you know,
Right.
and you know when
I mean, anything that you guys do just on your own can count as a date.
hmm And the thing is, like, when we go grocery shopping, like, we do the same thing. Like, if we were at home, like, we talk shit, you know, we gossip, you know, it's like, but I mean, that's how I feel like a date would normally go, you know, like,
Probably. Yeah.
but
just
and,
your
and then
eating
again,
instead of
yeah, and then again, like, when you're, say, at dinner on a date, it's not that it's hard to like have a conversation, but it's like you, like me and her, like I've known Tara previously to this new, like the new, I mean I call it season 2 of the Aaron and Taryn relationship, you know, that we're in right now. But she always says if it's the second season, then it's the last season, you know, like it has to be an
Yeah.
an ongoing season, pretty much.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's how she fucks with me back, because I fuck with her back like that. But anyway, it's like I pretty much know everything about this person, you know, in front of me.
So it gets really hard to talk and
Yeah,
like get
but-
to know each other when you already know each other.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like when we're just sitting there and just looking at each other, like and especially like at dinner, like I feel comfortable because
Right. It's
Yeah.
still spending quality time.
yeah, and like I know, yeah, like yeah, I know everything about her, but it's like I'm at peace with it, you know.
Right.
It's like I'm not trying to constantly think like, okay, what question should I ask her? You know, obviously when she gets home, I say, oh, how's your day? But throughout the day, I'll text her, how's your day? So I already know like how I'm gonna get my
How
answer,
it's been
you
going.
know.
Right.
And you know, I'll ask like, how you feeling? You know, because I know Tara gets, you know, she gets sick, you know, often. You know, I know she has problems with her feet. Her feet kind of get swollen up from working and all that, and she even went to the doctor for them. But just like simple shit. But then it's like, dude, it's like straight up like adult shit, you know, like adult
hmm
conversation. It's like, oh my god, I'm turning into my mom and dad. You know?
Like, hey, Aaron, can you get me a rice cooker for my birthday?
Pretty, dude. Honestly, dude, moving. She's like, we're getting a fucking air fryer because she's like, I'm not living without one. And I'm like, cool.
How you know you're getting
My
old.
best friend's the microwave. You know.
Yeah.
But
But like,
I blame Tara, for also putting a couple pounds on me, because there's shit that Tara makes homemade versus like her lasagna. Tara makes her lasagna like on
That
her
is
own.
true. I have witnessed her
My-
make that.
My mom would buy the pan, like frozen lasagna and all that.
so Terrace is much better, so you're just eating more because it's better.
Yes.
Yes.
But the Hy-Vee, I shouldn't say Hy-Vee. The Walmart, well, I guess the Stouffer's brand in general. I mean, you can get it at Hy-Vee or Walmart, but just like the Walmart brand or the Stouffer's brand of lasagna, is good, but like Tara's lasagna,
Yeah.
oh my god.
It's because it's more homemade, so nothing's gonna
Yeah.
compare after
Right.
Yeah.
that.
Right.
All right.
Like it's not frozen; it's made in the moment, you know.
Yeah. I guess Neela needs to go to the bathroom, so we're gonna take a 10-minute break. Okay, Aiden?
Back to the topic that we were on before intermission. What we were talking. Where was I at exactly? I was done with girl number 3 because she was valuing her video games over me, and
And
I
had
play
like,
video games a lot,
and she had
right,
like weird relationships.
with random people
Yeah.
on the internet, right?
It got
I
into how
am
you need affection, though, too.
right. Like me personally, I need to feel affection. If I don't feel affection, like, and it might be a childish thing, but at that point, it's like, why are we even together if I don't feel anything from you? And like, I love video games, but I will always set aside time for a relationship and time for video games. And there are times where they will intertwine if they play games at the same time. Something I did to my phone was, I mean, a lot of people do it. I set so my flash goes off when I get a notification. That's when my most recent relationship, there'd be times because I play CSGO a lot. I get so involved in the game. That's just not me ignoring anybody. That's just me, like, I'm in the zone. I am focused on the game and I am going crazy. So I'd set my phone upside down like this on my desk, so that way when she would snap me, I get a flashlight and I'd know I got snapped, because I do text back in between rounds or something like that. I wouldn't go days without text. That was ridiculous. It'd be different if it was a few hours, but no, I'm talking, there was a time for 2 days over a weekend I did not hear from her.
Mm-hmm.
So I broke up with her because of that. And then I told girl number 2 I broke up with girl number 3. So then me and girl number 2 tried again. That didn't end up working out. We never even got close at all. And then I thought I was done. And then towards the end of my freshman year, we had a band trip to Cedar Point. Like, you know, the band has a trip at the end of every year.
Our
It was a
band
Cedar
did, too.
Point. Yeah, it was a Cedar Point, and I sat next to girl number 2 because me and girl number 2 were in the band together. I sat next to her on the bus down to Cedar Point, and it's like a 2.5-hour drive because I live in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up falling asleep on the bus, and I woke up with my head on her shoulder. And when she realized I woke up, she kind of shoved me away from her because she didn't want to be seen with me, because I was kind of the weird kid. So that kind of hurt. And then we spent all day together, and both me and her are really scared of heights, so neither of us went on any of the coasters. Ended up, she didn't want to take the bus back with me, and I wasn't surprised to hear that. So I was on the way back to home sitting alone. So that was great. And then I was alone for the summer. And then comes sophomore year, there was this other girl, and I don't even know if I want to give her a dedicated number, but what we're going to girl number 4, and I thought I really liked her. She was cool. She was actually the only black girl I tried to get with. Because, you know, I don't care about race. I don't care. You're a human being. You're a human. Like that. I don't care about that. But that just happened. She just happens to be the only black girl I tried to get with, and not for any particular reason. Me and her never worked out. I liked her, and she liked me. And then she found out about my political affiliation, and I'm not going to say it out in public, but she was really hurt about my political affiliation. That actually almost changed the way she saw me.
Mm-hmm.
But she still said she wanted to try. So we went from a Friday, we had English class together, and we were watching a documentary. So we were holding hands in English class, watching the documentary. I almost fell asleep, but I didn't. And then I changed her name in my phone. She had hearts next to her name. And then over the weekend, she went MIA. She stopped texting me. She ghosted me. Come Monday, I find out from someone who sat at our table at English class, she got back with her ex over the weekend. Because that person saw me and girl number 4 holding hands, and then over the weekend found out that she was back with her ex. So then this person on Monday was like, so, you're back with, I'm not going to say his name. And she was like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. And that's how I found out that she was back with her ex. A couple
That's-
weeks later, it
that's
turns out
fucked.
they don't work out. Yeah, it is. A couple weeks later, I find out they didn't work out. So guess what? Girl number 4 is trying to get with me. So that's like, let's give it another try. We're sophomores, and there is a senior who's in my Spanish class. And I was in football at the time. She was in cheer. So I'm walking into weight room. She's walking to cheer practice. And then I turn, and she's not following me anymore. So I go back, and I backtrack to the corner, and guess what? She's hugging the senior from Spanish class. I thought nothing of it. I was perfectly fine with male friends at this point. And this is a part of the reason why I feel like I'm so damaged, where I get scared that people lose feelings or about male friends, because this girl not only lost feelings for me over a weekend, but also left me for a male friend. I thought nothing of it because, they're just hugging. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then she starts sending me snap videos of them smoking in the car together. And I thought, at this point, I'm starting like, this is kind of weird. Now, I tried to get her out of it. I don't smoke. I never have. I never will. But she wouldn't get out of it. And then she stops talking to me, and surprise, surprise, guess who's now officially together? Her and the senior. And then her and the senior turn out to not work. And then so she tries to go for me for a third time. And at this point, there's a substitute teacher in our history class that we had together. And I said, this isn't going to work out. And she's like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, okay, well, we tried 2 times already, and you left me for other guys. And she's like, well, I was scared to ruin my chances with you. And I was like, you already ruined your chances. And then I spent the entire hour explaining to her how if you get 4 bodies in the course of 2 years, your freshman, sophomore year, you're a hoe. And she's like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, okay, let me get this straight. You dated 1 guy for a solid year. He's one of them. And in the past year, you've got 3 more. And now include this guy that you were just with, because he told me you guys had sex. And then she was like, no, we didn't. I never had sex with him. And I'm like, okay, but he's literally bragging about it in Spanish class. He literally said that you were the best he's ever had. And she was like, no, he's lying. But I said no. And then because she can't really talk, she's tearing up. She gets on her phone, and she sends me 3 full screens worth of a paragraph on iMessage.
Oh my god.
Did I read any of it? No. I scrolled past it and sent her an invite to 8-Ball Pool and Game Pigeon because I thought it was funny. It was funny. I don't regret that, but that is what I did. I sent her an invite to play 8-Ball Pool on Game Pigeon because I didn't want to read it. So she shows my friend Cody, and I'll say his name because I don't mind him. And he looks at me and goes, dude, that's a dick move. And I'm like, okay, but it was funny though. And she was like, no, it wasn't. And I'm like, yes, it was. And then so I go back and I read it, and I'm like, okay, I understand how you feel about me. I like you, but like a sister. We're not going to work out like that. And she ran out of the room crying. Don't regret it. I don't regret it. And then I started snapping this random girl that actually lived really close to me. Never met her in person, but I caught feelings for someone who I never even met in person. And then it turned out she was playing with me the entire time, so that didn't end up working. And then I was alone for a while. I decided I couldn't do a relationship anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The last person I was with, or kind of with, was that girl who hoed me twice and who I called a sister. That was right before COVID started in the middle of my sophomore year. So now I'm alone, and then it's the end of my junior year. I've been working at McDonald's. I got my first job. And then girl number 3 comes back and just invites me to a Discord server randomly. And I was like, okay, that's weird, but I joined it. And then guess what? Girl number 2's in there. And I wasn't cool with girl number 2 at this time. We weren't friends. We weren't okay. We weren't talking. And I started playing Roblox with girl number 3 and girl number 2. And then girl number 2 starts flirting with me again. Starts being like, Ayden, play with me. And I'm like, I am. And she's like, no, the other way.
Oh. Whoa.
Damn.
So
Oh my god.
I was like, okay. So me and her start talking more, and then she comes out and says, yeah, I like you. And again, this is where I come back at the beginning, and I said that when you're desperate for a relationship and somebody likes you, you start to like them back. I immediately liked her again. didn't have any feelings before that. So me and her started talking more, and she was the first girl I slept on the phone with. We accidentally passed out on the phone. And then we had this Discord call that we decided to keep going as long as we could. The Discord call ended up lasting 2 weeks before it failed. But me and her were together for a month and a half before she broke up with me, and I knew it was coming. Just because the first few weeks she was always asking me, like, when are we hanging out? When are you coming over? You know, she was always talking about us. And then after that, she stopped. She started to focus on herself. She was watching shows. She wasn't texting me back. I would text her, what are you doing? And I would get a response 40 minutes later saying nothing. How are you doing nothing for 40 minutes without texting your boyfriend? You know, and then I got home from school one day and she says, hey. And I already knew that first hey. I was like, yeah, there it is. And I was like, what's up? And she was like, I don't think we should be together anymore. And I was like, okay, that's your choice, but can I ask why? She's like, she's too busy with work. It's like, it's a load of bull, but okay. So we stopped being together. And at this point, I tell myself, no. I stopped being alone. I stopped focusing on myself. I stopped being happy to find someone. And then this is what happens. No, I'm going back to being alone again. And then comes girl number 5. And that was the one I just broke up. Or she broke up with me. I broke up. I was a senior. She was a sophomore. But I am a young senior. So it's not even a 2-year difference between us. I didn't mean to like her. I just saw her passing by. Like, we had lunch together, but I didn't sit with her. I would walk in the lunchroom with my food, and I'd see her walking past me. And then on Spirit Week, because homecoming was coming up, she would wave hi at me, and I would wave hi back. And then I thought nothing of it at first until midway through the week, and I realized I started looking forward to waving hi to her. And at that point, I'm like, there's no way. I just started crushing on a sophomore. Not only was she a sophomore, by the way, but I am in band, right? She was in band too. I was her section leader. We both played the French horn. So I was her section leader in band. She was a sophomore. And she had a boyfriend.
Okay, that's kind of like the most like...
And she had a boyfriend?
She had a boyfriend.
We both played the French horn.
I was like, that is a pretty nerdy thing. I know. But, like, I'm thinking to myself, like, I cannot be crushing on a girl who has a boyfriend, who is in my section, and I am her section leader, and who is a sophomore, and I'm a senior. But I did anyways, and I tried stopping myself, but you can't stop emotions. And I realized that I thought, like, you know what? I just got done with a breakup a few weeks ago. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just my heart just grabbing onto something just so I don't feel alone. And I realized that wasn't true when I started dreaming about her. And I was like, oh, okay, I have a crush on a sophomore right now. And then a few weeks go by, still there. And then she texts me out of nowhere with a picture that she took of all 3 of our, because my other best friend that I not really best friends with anymore, not for any reason, we just don't talk. All 3 of our mellophones were on the bleachers, and she took a picture of it. And I was like, that. She said, I didn't know if you wanted it, but here's a picture. I'm like, oh, of course I want it. That's awesome. And she said, do you have Snapchat? So I gave her my Snap. And we started talking on Snap, and a few days later, she's got me up at like 2 a.m, and we're texting. And she's like, so who do you like? Damn. And I was like, okay, well, I will tell her, but I will tell her after band festival because I don't want it to be awkward, and I want her to perform her best without thinking or without her feeling awkward. Because I wanted to Division 1. So I wasn't going to tell her. So I'm like, okay, well, it's someone in the band. And she was like, okay, is it a brass or is it a woodwind? And I'm like, I can't tell you that. It makes it too obvious. I was like, okay, what grade is she in? And I'm like, I can't tell you that. It makes it too obvious. And she was like, what is the first letter of her name? And I'm like, I can't tell you that. It makes it too obvious. Eventually, she dug it out of me. I told her that it was her that I liked. And then when she opened the Snap, she snapped back, I already knew that, lol. And I was like, what the hell? What do I say to that? How did she know? And so I said, how did you know? And she's like, the way you smile at me when I wave hi to you. I didn't even realize I was smiling. So,
Damn.
Hey, if it makes you
turn.
feel any better, there was a sophomore in my geometry class when I was a senior that had a huge crush on me, but I was just too like tunnel vision. All the signals and signs just
He's
went.
just too fucking stupid to
Way,
realize.
I
way,
was
way above your head.
I mean, I could talk about it, but I'll let you finish it though too.
But like, I didn't even realize at the time because I'm really bad at seeing signs too that she was flirting with me. She was
Mhm.
saying like you're cute and stuff like that. I didn't even realize because I thought she was just like, because I said, I'm probably never going to find a girl again. And she was like, yeah, you will. Any girl would be happy to be with you. Like, like you're cute and stuff like that. And I thought she was just trying to hype me up, trying to be a friend. And I'm like, there's no way I'm this far in the friend zone already. And then comes band festival. Band festival comes, it's on a Tuesday. And we ended up getting the Division 1. I felt like my performance was horrible. I felt like the band's performance was horrible. I thought I knew we were going to get a Division 2. And we're sitting on the bleachers and we're waiting. And then something with the band festivals, anyone who's in band will notice. Band festival, like when they're announcing the scores, the scorecaster, he'll be like,
Centerline High School Division 1.
and like they'll wait forever. But then
It's like American Idol.
Right.
but
like when
after
you
this
watch
commercial
the
break,
recording, what?
like
Oh.
they'll say, and the winner is
And then they'll
right
go to a
after this
commercial
commercial.
break. But like when you watch the recording, they say it right after. Like there's no pause. But when you're there, it feels like a forever pause. But we did get to Division 1.
And I'm guessing
And-
that's good, right?
Oh yeah, that's the best you can get.
Okay.
We thought because COVID had just happened, this was our first marching show since COVID, that they were going to go easier. They did not go easier. There was 12 schools there. Only 3 schools got a Division 1, and we were one of them.
Damn.
So our band performed exceptionally well.
But
on the way
you
back
didn't think
to-
they did?
No, because when you're in the performance, you see all the mistakes. But when you're in the audience and you're not in the show,
Yeah,
you don't
okay.
know what it's supposed to look like.
That I
It
understand.
doesn't. It's not the same.
Mhm.
Right. On the way back to Centerline, I really wanted to hold her hand, but I set myself some boundaries because she had a boyfriend. I didn't know that she was actually about to break up with him. But my back was hurting really bad. I have got major scoliosis, and so I was trying to stretch it out, and I leaned back in the bus seat, and then I feel her wrap her arm around mine and grab my hand. And the amount of shock that went through my body was insane. I kind of snapped my head over to her. We're both wearing masks because you were required to on the bus. And I remember thinking to myself, this is the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my life. We got home and I went to McDonald's, and she admits that she likes me. And then she breaks up with her boyfriend, and she was like, I want to wait to be with you because I don't want to be seen from my friends and family like I'm just a hoe or a hooker. And I'm like, okay, I completely understand that. Less than a week goes by, and her mom turns around and says, because something had happened with her older sister, her mom turns around and says, no, you can't be dating until you're 17. Even though she had just had a boyfriend and she broke up with him, her mom said, you can't have another one until you're 17. And we didn't want to wait that long, so we just got together anyways, in secret. Her mom found out and made her break up with me. So we were never officially together, but we were still together. Like, we were still boyfriend, girlfriend, but I never asked her out again. And we were only able to see each other at school. I've never been to her house, and I never will be now. So she's only ever passed by my house. She's never been in my house. We only saw each other at school. But until, this is still the beginning of the school year. This is mid-October. October 22nd was when I got with her. So we were really close. I thought she was the one. Like, we agreed on everything. We rarely argued. We had the same political view. We had the same religious view. We were the same person, but on opposite genders.
Mm-hmm.
Even our hair looked the same. Like, it was perfect.
Wait, you both were gingers?
Well, she was more brunette than ginger, but she had long curly hair. and it was very similar back to back. When mine was wet and hers was dry, they looked the same. But after I graduated, things got hard. Obviously, we stopped seeing each other in person. I actually, and this is something I said to her when she broke up with me, is I said, "You'll never find a guy like me." And I'm not tooting my own horn, but I honestly feel like she will never find another guy like me, because everyone called me crazy. They said, "You're dating this girl whose mom hates you. You've never even been to her house, and you're willing to wait 2 years to be with her." And I said, "Yes." Not only that, but I live not far from the school, but not right next to it. Like, it's like a 10-minute walk to the school. So after I graduated, school still went on for a few more weeks. So guess what I did? I woke up early in the morning when I didn't have to walk to the school to see her for 5 minutes. So all I wanted was 5 minutes. I did that every single day. And then after school, guess what? I got up, I stopped playing my video games, and I walked to the school to see her for 5 minutes. Every single day. The last Friday before summer vacation, I work at Penn Station East Coast Subs, and that's like 2
Penn
miles.
Stations is so fucking good.
I
We
know.
don't have that
I
here.
work.
It's so
Oh,
sad.
you don't? Yeah,
No.
I love Penn Station. I've been working
We
there
get
for a
it
few months
every
now.
time we go up there.
Yeah, it's so good. I love it.
I
But
guess I
that's
have
where
to
I
have
work.
one. I guess you'll have to make me a sandwich and send it to me, huh?
It's not gonna be good.
I'll
It
have
won't
to
be
send
fresh
you that
anymore.
too.
Oh
But
yeah, we were all gonna do like a food trade.
a food trade,
That'd be
Yeah,
fucking
basically.
disgusting, bro.
it would be
I
disgusting.
mean, maybe if we all buy dry ice. I mean, I know where I can get dry
No.
ice.
No.
No.
No. No, thank
Yeah,
you.
that's not gonna work.
Wait,
But
Neila, when you come, are we still going to Raising Cane's?
Fuck yeah, we are.
Because you never been to it, or what was it? That...
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Okay. All right then.
you guys probably hear my dog. Ignore that.
are. He's going ham.
I had worked the last Friday of school. It was supposed to be 11 to 2, and school gets out at 2:25. So I did everything in my power to get ready to leave that store at 2 o'clock exactly to get to the school in time. She wanted a sandwich. She wanted a cold turkey avocado. So I ordered the food before I left, had someone else make it because I was still there. Well, I was only there for a few weeks at that point. I didn't know how. Wasn't good at my job. And I didn't get out of that store until 2:15. So school got out in 10 minutes. I am not very fast. I bike to work because I can't drive yet. I have my car, but I can't drive it yet. I'm not 18.
Mhm.
But
You have to be 18 to drive your car?
well, if you take driver's training, you can start driver's training at 14 years and 9 months. But I didn't take driver's training. I was told no. They weren't going to pay for my driver's training.
Mhm.
So
I kind of got. I
you
kind of
can't-
got. I
That's
kind of got.
weird.
Well,
no, you
it's
can't get your permit till you're 16. Oh, sorry, till you're 18. You can't get your permit till you're 18, or if you take driver's training, you get it after you pass course 1.
See, it's so weird. Like we can.
What?
See, when we
Yeah.
turn 15, we can just go in and get the permit. All we have to do is just study for the test, and then
That's how it is
take-
for us
and
too.
then take
And
an
then
eye
once
test.
you're 16 or you've had your permit for a year, you can get your license.
But to get your driver's license, before you're 18, you have to take driver's ed. And I kind of got told I'm doing driver's ed. Now my sister, on the other hand, she didn't do driver's ed, but what she did is when you turn 18, all you have to do is just drive, for so many hours in a car by yourself, which is, I don't know, it's weird. And then they just give you your motor's license based on the hours you have, you know. So
Yeah.
I know
But-
Nebraska is weird though, but Nebraska you could be 13 and get your school permit, which you're only allowed to drive from home to school. You know,
That's weird.
yeah.
That's
you
too
gotta-
young.
In
Well, you
Michigan,
gotta think, though,
you have to be
It's
18.
it's Nebraska. You know, it's farmland, and we got kids that have to go to school from miles out, and I could tell you there's multiple towns in between where I live where kids have to come into our school. Like the school that I went to. It's just because there's just a lot of small towns where you just drive through and boom, you're already past it. It's
Yeah.
and they just got a lot of kids, so that's why you can be 13. Now, what my parents, they were trying to get me to do that. They were trying to have my permit like at 13, and say I lived with my grandparents because my grandparents live out a ways away from the city, and then they just kind of waited, and then they made me go get my permit, and we had to go take driver's ed. But the thing is, in order to take driver's ed, you had to have your permit at least, or in the the waiting period of having them mail it to you and all that. But then
That's weird.
Yeah, but then when you pass driver's ed, they give you your driver's license, and it's literally the same thing. It's just targeted so they know you're not 18 yet, and then when you're 18, they have it so you're not 21. They have it set up that way. So
In
Yeah.
Michigan,
when you're under 18 in Nebraska, the license is gonna be vertical, and when you're 18, it's horizontal, like a normal adult driver's license. But when you're 21, they change the color of it. So
That's weird.
Then they kind of know like who's 21, who's 18, who's not 18.
in Michigan, the IDs or the driver's license all look the same. The only
Yeah.
difference is it will say state ID or driver's permit or driver's license,
Yeah.
and then at the bottom it will say under 18 until or under 21 until.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah, ours.
on
Ours
here.
says that though, too.
But yeah, in Michigan, if you're 14 years and 9 months old, you can take driver's training. However, it is stupid expensive. It's like $300 for course 1 and $700
What
for course
the fuck?
Same
Ours
here.
is okay.
Yeah,
So
it's stupid expensive.
Here you have to be 14 and a half. But you can take the course at your school online. You don't have to do it like in person or anything.
See, we
And then
couldn't
after
take
you
it at school, but a
Turn
teacher
15.
did it. It was weird, but I don't know. I think it's all fucked.
After you turn 15, though, you can get your. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It is.
I mean,
between
I
the period
say,
of like
go on, Neila.
between the period of like 15 to 16, you
Mhm.
can have. You just have to have someone over the age of 21 with you, and to get your license, you have to have a certain amount of like hours driving with someone.
Mhm.
But you can get your license after you're 16.
Mhm.
And if you're 16, or no, if you're 18 and you don't have your permit, you only have to have it for 6 months, and then you can get your license
See
if you waited.
what I
It's weird.
believe, when you turn 13, you should be able to get your permit from 13 to 15. That's like your introduction, and that's when your mom and dad are taking you
Yeah.
out driving. But when you're 15, 16, that's when you can start taking driver's ed, and then that's when you should get your license. You shouldn't have to wait to be 21 to be considered an adult. When you're 18, you're an adult. If you can go join the military and get tried as an adult at 18, then you're an adult.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just what I believe. Actually, I think one of my friends from college actually did a persuasive essay on this, though, too.
I think I had
Yeah.
to do it for the ACT, and that's how I passed.
Oh, see, like I know my I did 2 persuasive essays. One was there should be free public Wi-Fi anywhere. You shouldn't have to have. I mean, the luxury would be you going and getting your own internet provider. But I think all over.
My
Like
principal told me I got the highest reading ACT score, and it's only because junior year before quarantine, I had intensive reading.
Damn.
Wait, yeah. I had intensive reading, and the teacher drilled into us like how we have to take the ACT, and I remembered it. So I got the highest reading ACT score.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well,
which is
because
weird because I had intensive reading for 2 years.
my persuasive essay was, I think that all parks throughout any city should have public Wi-Fi. You know, because
Yeah.
there's parents that let their kids, run around during the summer. I don't have a problem with it because I was that kid too.
I agree. Every place should have
But
like public Wi-Fi.
but the thing is, I never really had a legit cell phone until like um middle school, but I had an iPod, and the thing was, on the iPod you can call people as long as you were connected to Wi-Fi, because you doing Wi-Fi calling. There's people that
Yeah.
don't pay their bills because they either got to sacrifice another bill over cell phone bills, you know and I mean, technically, as long as you have Wi-Fi, you're gonna have communications with people. You know what I mean? So like,
Right.
that's what I think. Like, because there's tons of kids with iPods even before they have a fucking cell phone, and it's like, what if, you know, say something happens at a park, they need to get a hold of someone. Boom, there's Wi-Fi at the park. Because 9 times out of the kid, if you're going to the park to hang out and they have Wi-Fi, I mean, you're probably gonna want to like already show your friend a YouTube video or some shit, just other stuff like that. And then I know my other persuasive essay was how they should legalize marijuana. Now here's the thing, I'm not a fucking pothead, and I
They
wrote
did
about
in
that.
Michigan.
And that was the thing. I threw everyone off because you could tell when you walk into this class, you could tell who the fuck the pothead was, because she sat in the way back of the class, but she was awesome, like cool as hell, but like little nerdy me, gets up in front of the whole college, lecture classroom, and hi, I'm gonna tell you why marijuana should be legal. It would be like, I don't know. It was like, think of like a nerdy guy. Like, I'm telling you why you should do a crime, like shit like that.
And this is why you should commit tax evasion.
Yeah. just it was like literally and the thing is, I wrote about it and I did fucking awesome at it though too. But yeah. But go on, you had to wake up early and drive to go and see her.
Oh,
At least I forgot we were
drive.
having that conversation.
right.
At least
All right.
remember.
I don't think I can count on both of my hands how many times that's happened now. I'm just messing.
It's a podcast, so it's not
But-
professional or anything.
Right. It's I didn't get out of my store until 2:15.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even text her to tell her I was on my way because I knew I had to get there fast. And I'm not very fast, but I biked so hard. I managed to get those 2 miles in 10 minutes. And that's an achievement for me. I'm not
seems
fast
like
at
it.
all. The average kid would do like the mile run in like 8 minutes or 7 minutes. And in
What was your
football,
mile
they
run?
all did it in 6. Mine was 12 minutes to do.
You ran the mile in
Mine
12
was
minutes.
like 10.
You're
I was in
joking.
football.
You guys
I
are
was in
joking.
football, and it took me 12 minutes to run the mile.
Ayden, you're, oh my god.
I am so out of even when I was in football.
I was forced to do it and I didn't want to do it. So I took
gym
10 minutes to do
class-
it.
My best time was 9:17.
And
We had a
Yeah.
kid finish in 5 minutes.
Yeah. And the thing is, we had to do it like twice inside and then twice outside, like on the physical track. And like I was like under 10 minutes like every time. And
wow.
that was my senior year when I decided not to do soccer anymore.
Yeah,
And I still was that like in shape, but I don't know. I don't even want to know what time I would get if I ran it now. I probably would collapse and die.
I'll say you'd be at like
My
I
20
know. Dude,
minutes now.
after I quit D1 soccer, I just went all downhill. No workouts, no running, just straight eating. So like
my sophomore and junior year, I was in football. My junior year, I was an O lineman. I don't know why I was an O lineman because I'm small and skinny. I was 140 pounds. No, my junior year I was 160 pounds. I was 6'2", 160 pounds, severely underweight. Don't know why. As an O lineman, I was still slower than the rest of the O line. They were still faster than me, and they were 300 pounds. These guys are double my weight, double my size, and they're faster than me just because I was that out of shape. But yeah, going 2 miles in 10 minutes on a bike was an achievement for me. And I finally got there with her sandwich, and I'm like panting, and I am like dying, and I get to the door as soon as she walks out. And she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I don't think you understand how hard I biked here to get this sandwich to you."
Special weather statement. Sorry.
It's okay. So she thanks me for it, and we talk for like 2 minutes before she has to go to her aunt's house. And this is still at the time where it was like the cute relationship. She would call me at random times. Like, I'm sure Joker has seen or heard just my phone go off at a random time, and I mute and I pick up the phone because it's her. I got to pick up the phone, and I'm talking to her, and then every single night, the only nights that me and her did not FaceTime at night was when she was grounded and when she got into a bad car accident and her mom had to watch her. Because obviously we weren't allowed to be together. We were not allowed to FaceTime at night, but we slept on the phone every single night. For all 10 and a half months, we were on the phone. Even when she was camping and she was sharing a room with her sister, we were on the phone every single night. I would just mute so her family didn't catch her. But every single night we were. And then random times during the day, she would call me. She would call me random times to show me, her outfit for today. This small, cute things that I don't think she understood how much I appreciated, because, it made me, that was what I was talking about. Like, that's what I didn't get with anyone else. Like, I felt wanted. I felt needed. I felt the attachment. That was great. That was amazing. And then over the summer, that started slowly declining. She stopped calling as much, but I didn't really notice a difference until I got into a big argument with her. We only ever fought twice. First time was only a few months after we had first gotten together. And it was because this was my fault. I was being dumb. We both got a VR set. I bought mine and she got one for Christmas, and she wouldn't play VR with me. And when I asked why, it's because she said she was scared her mom was going to find out. But then I found out that she was getting on VR with her ex. So I got a little bit jealous there. She would play games with him with no problem without even wanting to hide it. But every time she was with me, she was hiding me. And I kind of felt bad about that. And so that was my fault. That fight was my fault. But the last fight we got into was actually like 2 or 3 weeks before she broke up with me. I woke up and I had to go to work. It was just a 4-hour shift. And I woke up to a snap of a guy's back at her house. So,
But where?
there was
though?
No.
it was outside. He was
Okay.
outside. But like, something that had happened over the summer is that after I graduated, there's these 2 guys that started talking to her more and more and more. One of them was in her grade, and I had told her, "I guarantee you that guy has a crush on you." And she's like, "No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't." We'll just call this guy A. I'll say, "Guy A has a crush on you. I promise you, I am a guy. No guy says a girl is cute without having a crush. That's not like, you're not just gonna say, 'Oh, hey, my female friend is cute.' No, he has a crush on you."
Dude, my
And
female
she's like,
friend is fucking hot.
"Right." And she goes, "No, I promise you he doesn't." And I'm like, "Okay, fine. I'm not gonna argue about this." And then a freshman comes in the picture, and I've got no problem with him, but I start realizing he's starting to talk to her more and more and more and more and more. And then she hosted a whole band movie night, and he was there. And this is when I first noticed that he's got a crush on her too, is because
Was he even in band?
yeah, he was in band. He's a freshman
Okay.
this year. She's a junior, he's a freshman. Because
Whoa.
he was walking away from her and he screamed, "I love you." And she didn't hear it. She said, "What?" And he said nothing. And the only reason why she knew what he said is because her mom told her. And then she told me about it. And then she regretted telling me about it because I got jealous about it. Of course, I don't want other guys having feelings for the girl I'm with. And then I see a snap of his back, and I'm like, "Are you serious right now?" Like, I woke up at like 12 o'clock p.m. I stayed up late that night, and I can't go back to sleep. And now I'm shaking. Like, I feel like I want to throw up. I don't know if I can go into work. I am shaking. Like, this is horrible. I thought it was the end, and I'm like, "Are you? So you invited this guy over? We're gonna call this guy B, without even telling me first. Like I had no clue he was going to be at your house." And she was like, "I'm telling you right now." And I'm like, "But you didn't tell me he was going to be there. I woke up to a snap of his back. Are you serious? Like you have a guy over at your house. I've never even seen your house, and you've got a guy over there
Mm-hmm.
that I wasn't told about or asked about. Are you kidding me right now?" And she didn't fight back because she knew this was all her fault.
Yeah.
So she didn't fight back at all. And I spent all day, like I was at work. I couldn't focus. I was mad. I did end up going to work. I've never called in a single day at my job, actually. I love my job. But
Good for you, dude.
I was vigorously mad at her. Like I don't think I've ever been this mad because this is ridiculous. Like there's no reason there should be a boy at your house hanging out with my girlfriend while I'm working. Like I've never even been to your house. This was ridiculous. And I get home and the fight's over, but now we're having a conversation about it, and I'm like, this is that can't happen again. This cannot happen again. You cannot have this guy B or any other guy over at your house or you over at their house without you at least telling me first, maybe even asking. And then 2 minutes later, she says, I'm going to have guy friends, and if you're going to be controlling about it, I can't promise I'll stay. And I don't know why that hurt so bad, but that really hurt. And I was crying my eyes out on the phone with her, and she was like, "I'm not going to leave you. I promise, I'm not going to leave you." Why is that the number one thing that people say before they leave you? After
because
that fight,
they want to try to reassure you and then fuck you over in the end.
right. After that fight, it started declining steadily. She stopped saying "I love you" first.
Yep.
I had to say it.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what happens.
She stopped calling randomly completely. I had to start calling her. And I knew it was coming. It was so obvious, but she seemed so perfect. I didn't want to let her go. I kept chasing and I kept chasing. I was calling her every single night. Like as soon as I got off of work, I'm like, okay, so when are we getting on FaceTime? As soon as she called, I got off the game. And it was starting to go downhill fast. And I knew it was happening. And then I think Joker remembers a few nights before she broke up with me, Joker asked if I could get on games. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm on really thin ice right now. Because I didn't want to lose her. It was bad. And then Friday comes along, actually this past Friday, obviously. I get off of work and I'm texting her, and then guess what she tells me? She says, "Oh, Guy A has a crush on me." And I was like, "Oh,
you don't
funny,
say.
who could have guessed?"
Wonderful.
You don't say. And I'm like, "So how do you know? Did he tell you?" And she was like, "Yeah, he said that he's had a crush on me since forever. He was just too scared of you to tell me."
Jesus Christ.
So Guy A had a crush on her, but was too scared of me to tell her.
Alpha.
And I was like, I thought he respected our relationship because that's what he told her.
Mm-hmm.
So both Guy A and Guy B hasn't come out and said it yet, as far as I'm aware, but they both called her cute. And Guy A has come out and confessed that he's had a crush on her since before me and her were even a thing. So that's awesome. And then I'm packing up my computer and I'm trying to get going. And while I'm packing up my computer, I'm trying to save this relationship that is falling apart in my hands. And it turns out my headset, $200 headset, SteelSeries Arctis 9, I left it here. I left it hanging on my headset hook right here. I didn't even realize it until I got to my dad's house, because my dad lives 40 miles away. So I had my headset hanging here. I forget this thing all the time.
Honestly, you should just buy two.
A second headset? Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about. But I was packing up my computer and I was distracted trying to save this relationship, and I didn't even realize until I got there. I set up my computer and I realized I forgot my headset. So I'm laying in bed and I'm trying to save this relationship, and I'm trying and I told her and I said, "Do you want to be with me right now? Do you want to?" Because like that was something on my birthday. She tried 6 days after we got together. She had tried breaking up with me, and I said, "Why?" And she's like, "I'm scared I'm gonna get caught."
Mm-hmm.
And I had said, "Do you love me?" She said, "Yes." And I said, "Do you want to be with me?" She said, "Yes." And I was like, "Okay, I'm not letting you leave. If you want a relationship with me, we will find a way. Where there is a will, there is a way," and that is my biggest thing. And this, I was asking her the same thing. I said, "Do you love me?" She said, "Yes." And I said, "Do you want to be with me?" And she's like, "Promise you won't cry." And so I already knew the answer, and I said, "Say it." And she's like, "Promise me you won't cry."
That's what happened to me.
And I
Literally
said,
what happened to me.
"Right." I said, "Say it." And she's like, "Why?" And I said, "Do you want to be with me? Say it." And she said, "No." I said, "Okay." And I told her, breaks don't work. And I was talking about a few month break, and I said, "What makes you think that a few year break will work? You don't want to be with me right now. I hope you do understand that a 2-year break will not work. You give up on me now. You stop choosing us now. You throw away our future together. I want you to understand that." And she still left. So I didn't cry at first. Because I expected it coming. And then not even 2 minutes later, my dad walks in the room and says, "You've been hiding from me this entire time. What have you been doing?" And, he's saying it as a joke because, I was just laying on my bed. He's like, "I want to make sure you're okay." And I'm like, and I told him, "I'm just been trying to save something that ended up saving." He's like, "What do you mean?" And I said, her name broke up with me. And he like kind of stands there shocked because last he knew we were doing great. And he was like, "What?" And so I tell him, and then his tears start coming.
Yeah.
And then
That's literally what happened with me and my mom.
It sucks when you have to explain it to a parent though, because it's like, in a way, like the parents like get involved into the relationship in a way,
right.
you know what I mean?
But like,
yeah.
I wasn't even crying about it at first until I had to start talking about it, and then it started sucking, and I just kept saying, "It is what it is. I'll get over it." And she kept apologizing over and over again. She's like, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "What are you sorry for?" She's like, "I'm sorry for hurting you." And I said, "Part of life. It's fine. I am not mad at her. I've got no reason to be mad at her. She made a choice that she was obligated to make, or not obligated. She made a choice that she was allowed to make. I have no reason to be mad. It's part of life. I am upset, yes, but I'm not mad. She respectfully left, and we're not friends, but she still tries to be friends, and I'm not there yet. But it didn't get bad until that night. I was playing video games, and of course, forgot my headset. She had to do it on a weekend. I didn't have my headset, so I can't distract myself with CSGO or something, but I did have a $20 sound bar from Family Dollar. So I plugged that into my monitor.
Sound bar, dude. Could hear everything.
I plugged into my monitor. I'm playing GTA roleplay, and I stayed up till 8 in the morning. I try going to bed, and then I start sobbing because, now I'm alone, going to bed alone for the first night in 11 months.
You come back to reality.
We weren't on the phone. Right, and then all the memories start flooding in,
Mm-hmm.
All the stuff that we did, I was sitting in the hall waiting for the lunch line and just holding her from behind, just hugging her, just all of the memories start coming back. And then that's when the tears started coming, and I cried myself to a headache, and I couldn't sleep at all. And then I finally fell asleep, and then I woke up at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and my dad had already sanded my entire car down to bare metal. Oh, a little bit of a contact with that. When I bought my car, it was brush painted black, and that's not acceptable.
Yeah.
So we were sanding it down back to bare metal, priming it up, and we're painting it ourselves because I'm not paying a shop $7,000.
Do you guys have a paint gun?
No, we are going to use this turbo spray from Rust-Oleum.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a spray can, but it's double the size, and the spray pattern is 10 inches wide.
I gotcha.
So we're going to use that. We're going to put several coats on it, wet sand it down so it's smooth, and then we're going to put clear coat on it, and then we're going to polish it. So you almost won't be able to tell it's battle paint.
Dude, like the day my dad brought a spray gun home, oh my god, I fell in love with it because we went and fucking sprayed the whole basement white. Shit.
That's what
awesome.
That's what we'd rather do, but we don't have an air compressor for it. So
I gotcha. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, that night really sucked, and then I woke up and I felt horrible, and I just kept living about my life. And the next night was basically the same thing. I laid in bed and I cried a little bit more. Finally fell asleep, and I went back to my mom's house after working in the car for a little bit more. Back at my mom's house, and same thing. I was setting up my computer, and she had got me these things because we were together. Obviously, you give gifts when you're together. She got me these little rubber duckies. There was 4 of them. One big one that had A+L and then our anniversary date inside of a heart on the bottom of the ducky, and then the 3 little duckies said I and then the other one said heart, and the other one said you. I had that set up right underneath my monitor so I'd see it every single day, and I came home and I saw it. For our 6-month anniversary, she gave me a gift for over the summer. It was a little can, and there inside of the can were 60 individual notes, all color-coded to a different category. All of them were cute little I love you notes or Bible verses for me to look at or anything. And the rule was after you graduate, you can start opening these one per day. But we have to be on FaceTime when you open them. I had used my last note a week before she broke up with me. So I had kind of seen that coming. I don't know why I always thought that when I ran out of notes, she was going to break up with me, but that's what happened. She had also given us a monkey, and her whole thing was on this little plush monkey, we're going to give it back and forth, and we're going to write cute little notes on it. And then when we run out of space on this monkey, we're going to get a new one. And then after the years go by and at our wedding, all the monkeys are going to be on a display shelf so everyone can look at them. All of those were just sitting on my desk with no computer there because I just brought it back. So looking at all this stuff, and then I'm putting it away inside of a shoebox, the tears came back again. Something else I did on the night she broke up with me, I got a little bit petty. I sent the video to the group chat where Joker is in. She burned on a piece of wood a keychain, but the keychain part broke, so I couldn't put it on my keychain. So I kept it in my car and the cup holder in my car. It was burned. It said A+L inside of a heart, and it was really cute, but she broke up with me and I got a little bit petty. So what did I do? I pulled it out of my car cup holder and I put it on the floor behind my back tire and I ran it over 4 times. It didn't break because it's solid wood, but it's inside the shoebox now. But she asked, I told her I got a little bit petty, and she asked, what do you mean? I sent her the video, and that made her cry. Sucks. Last night.
Wait, you sent her the video?
I sent her the video. She asked to see it. She asked to see it, so.
Aaron, do you remember when me and Dee broke up and I lit the candle and I was burning all of our pictures?
Retard?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was more afraid of Neila setting her whole house on fire. Like, she sat there.
Do you remember when I was moving my room around and y'all thought I fucking died?
Yeah. It took you a whole day just to move your room around.
So it was like 1 a.m. and I was moving my desk. I was moving my dresser. No, it was my desk. So my old desk had this little like cover on it for like extra storage space, and I hated it. But I was moving it, and the back left leg was broken, and I knew it was broken, but I forgot. And I was moving it, and everything shifted and fell. And I thought I broke my fucking thumb. And they thought I died because all I heard was this loud ass bang.
Well, we saw shit fall, and then like you just don't hear or see anything, and like, well, she got crushed.
I thought I broke my thumb. I heard it so fucking bad.
See, it's moments like that I wish I was recording in Discord, because like we were all
that would have been so funny to look back at. We all were on
camera. And all of a sudden you just...
It was all like genuine reactions. It was so funny.
Yeah. Last night, actually, when she broke up with me, I changed her phone back to her real name. Like, I changed her name on my phone back to her real... I had this cute little nickname for her, and I had to get rid of that because I couldn't look at it anymore. And something that a lot of people said I was really creepy or weird about, and honestly, I don't blame them. I had a lot of pictures of her on my phone. In the 11 months we were together, I had a grand total of 2,049 pictures of her on my phone.
I have about 10,000 pictures of my ex.
Right.
10,000.
Wow.
Like, I'll tell you what sounds bad.
I put them all on Google Photos, and then I have it uploaded.
I'll tell you what sounds bad. Okay, there's no problem with having a tons of photos of your significant other. What the problem is that I'm pretty sure I have more pictures of Pokimane on my phone than Tara.
Well, that is a problem. That is a problem.
That's you.
That's you, though. But, yeah, I had a lot of stuff to get rid of. And then last night, I was laying in bed, and she's going back to school. Obviously, school started back up. And it's like 3 in the morning, and I get a snap from her because we just snapped like pictures back and forth. And I said, "What are you doing up?" And she's like, "I don't know. I woke up and I can't go back to sleep." And I said, "Go back to bed." And I had used her name, which I won't sell. What I won't sell. I won't say because I don't want people to know who it is. But I said, "Go back to sleep." And I said her name, and that felt really weird. That was the first time I ever called her name since we broke up. And she sent back a
Yeah,
sad
that's how
face.
I was with my ex.
Right.
I mean, I never even said his name, but it's like weird saying it to other people.
When
Because I had a
you were-
nickname for him. I gave him like a shortened name, but I
Right.
don't even call him that anymore. I just say his full name.
when we were together, I would always call her Babe or Baby because if I called her real name, she said it felt wrong to hear me say her name, and I
That's how
understood
I
that
was.
it felt wrong to hear my name because
Because then it
that
just feels
was
like
what
you're
it
in
was.
trouble.
Right. That's just what it was.
I mean,
And sometimes
I get it.
For every month anniversary we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 every single month, I would leave a really big paragraph for her to wake up to just to make her smile in the morning. And that was something else I did. And sometimes in those, I would use her real name just to be a little bit more sentimental about it. Not like in trouble, but she knew us to be more sentimental about it. But other than that, I never used her real name. But I used it last night, and she sent back a sad face. And I remember looking at the sad face, and I'm like, why? Why are you sad? You did this. You literally, you
Yeah,
did this.
you're the one that broke
Like,
up with me, so don't be
right,
sad about
literally,
it.
like, I understand, like, being sad about, like, us being over, but you have got no right to be sad because I used your real name. You broke up with me, not the other way around. I used your real name because of something you did. You did this. Why are you sad about it?
Right.
Yeah, like when me and Tara talk, like I'll say her name, Tara, but like she knows like I'm not like she's in trouble or anything, but you know, I'll call her babe or baby, you know. But
I hear Tara say Aaron more than like babe or anything because you're always
Well-
like doing something.
well, okay. That yeah, but when like we're not like on camera or like on like you know like
Well, I mean, I also said what's his name more than I ever said babe or baby. Just because I don't know, calling him that was weird to me. Not my the one before.
it's weird. Like it's hard to call people by nicknames and shit though. You know, but like that's like the only thing I would do is call Tara babe or baby, you know.
I don't have a nickname for what's his name? I don't even say his name. I just don't say it.
Who,
Except for when he
retard?
says mine. No.
Oh, okay. But
The one that I'm hanging out with now.
yeah, that's a whole other story. But anyway, I pretty much when I mess around with her and we're just like teasing, I'll call her Duchess, you know.
Yeah.
To even mess with her more, I'll call her Susia, which you know, kind of means slut in Spanish. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's when I'm just messing with her. When I'm genuinely like meaning it to her, I'm either calling her Tara or babe or baby, and she does the same thing back though.
Yeah.
Me and Tara's favorite thing to do is the I love you, bitch. Never ever
I
stop
never gonna stop loving
loving
you, bitch.
but that's what like we say that to each other, but like we're not saying it to be toxic or anything. Like
You're saying it to be funny.
You're saying it because it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Right.
But it's like a meme that I enjoy and like she enjoys though, and like obviously, I don't think that meme's ever gonna die. Like there's always gonna people that quote it.
Yeah.
I love you, bitch.
Everyone's gonna
I
quote
never
it.
gonna stop loving you, bitch.
Something that me and my ex, like, we never swore to each other. That's I don't swear that much. I've been doing it more now than I have before. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I never swore to her. And if I swore, she knew I was mad because that's something else. Like, I'd lose control over that when I'd be angry. But you know, she would always
That's how
say,
I was.
like, she would say frick you, bish, as a joke. She would always give me the pinky instead of the middle finger as a joke. And I always knew that it was like, it wasn't anything like actually attacking. It was always supposed to be a joke. That's something that we had. But other people, like I see other people relationships, and they're all like, "Yeah, fuck you," and I'm like, "Okay." If my partner sent that to me, I would cry. I would just start crying. Like I cannot have that.
Yeah.
I mean, the person I'm like hanging out with, we cuss at each other, but it's not anything like serious. Like he knows he can't call me a bitch. Like
Right,
seriously,
that's too far. That's too far.
Well, you
Because
are a bitch.
he
though.
did it. I know I am, but he's not. He can't say it. He said it one time and then felt bad right after.
Right.
But he'll call me like a dumb whore slut, and I call him a dumb fucking bitch. So I mean,
Jesus.
It's just mutual going back and forth.
I'm so mean to him for no reason,
Have you ever
but it's
like
funny.
do like roasts with like your significant other ever? Like when
No.
you try to roast each other?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
not even like we're not like that, but we do.
Me and Tara will usually roast each other, be like just different your mama jokes to each other.
I witness it
like,
every single time
yeah,
somehow. I'm
but-
always there.
But like we're not like serious at like whatsoever. Like it's I love Tara a lot.
He
like,
whoops my ass
She,
sometimes in like iMessage games. Not actually.
okay.
I got so
I
concerned
wait.
for a second, I'm like,
iMessage games came so late. You know?
Right, that was so late. I saw Joker's face. He was like,
No. He whoops my ass sometimes in iMessage games. And I call him like a dumb fucking bitch because I hate it.
That's what Tara
'Cause I'm a
does.
sore fucking loser. I'm a sore
Tara does the
ass
same thing.
loser.
She got they pay
But when I
iMessage
do
games.
When I do it, he calls me a dumb whore.
Well,
Well,
you
he'll call
probably
me like a stupid whore slut.
when you win, you probably pick the fucking word games that I can't fucking
No,
do.
no, no.
That's how Tara
I
wins. She'll only
Win
play
at
the word
basketball
games
every time.
Yeah,
I've never
whatever.
met someone that can beat me at basketball. I
was,
miss maybe 3 shots every time.
there was only one iMessage game she would beat me in actually 2. She beat me in basketball, and she still did for my ex. But she used to beat me at cup pong every time, but then she just got bad at cup pong.
He
And then I
beats
started
me at
winning
darts
everything.
sometimes. Darts and occasionally 8-ball, but most of the time I win that.
8-ball,
Oh, darts, she would win too.
Everything I can win at everything except for the fucking word games.
See, when it comes to 8-ball, I
But
kind
you're
of cheat. I do
dyslexic,
this.
right?
I do this.
It's
with
not
it,
that
and,
I'm
like,
I don't even know if I'm dyslexic. I mean, I probably have a little bit of me that's dyslexic. But like it's not even that. I just can't fucking look at a bunch of letters and
make a word out of it.
yeah. So
I beat
literally
Tara at it, but I
every
don't
time-
really. I have this one friend that I play with, and she always whoops my ass, and she's
every
younger than
time
me, so
every
it makes me
time
feel
it's a
stupid.
word game, my fingers are just like this. You know, just like I'm just like just trying to whatever's green, I just go. And I'm making words up like you know,
Yeah, a
that
lot
don't-
of them
I'm
are
like,
words
I'm like,
that I've
that's
never
a,
heard of.
like, that's a word. Like, fuck it, it's 400 points.
Right.
But yeah, Tara, she takes her time. She goes, "Oh, there's a word. 4,000 points. I beat you by just one word." You know.
Tara's only beat me at the word once, like twice though.
Yeah. She almost got. She did. The funny thing is, she gets so cocky when she gets close to like when she's like winning in cup pong or darts. She gets so cocky, and I'm like, watch, and that's when I just start. You know, I get 2 balls in on cup pong, so I get balls back, and do it again.
Yeah.
And she gets so fucking pissed. And then the thing is,
She did that to me one time, and I was just like, "Holy fucking shit, Tara!"
But the thing
what
is,
the
I'm
fuck?
good at cup pong in the video and iMessage games and in real life. I'm good at darts on iMessage games. I'm decent in real life in darts, so it's I can't play
I
cricket.
can't Well,
so.
for the life of me in real life, but I can play it on iMessage game.
You gotta kind of use your height is for
Yeah, it's
You
just
know.
harder for me. But oh fuck, my knee.
all right. We're pushing
Right, we've been here for
2
3 hours now, guys.
yeah 241 right now. So
Aaron, I'm gonna show you what my knees look like from ice skating.
from sucking dick.
From ice skating.
Oh, okay.
You should see what my knees look like from that. I mean, like, come on.
All right. So let's just really wrap up. Neila, how are you dealing with the breakup?
I'm fucking fine.
All right.
I was fine about 2 weeks afterwards, and then I started hanging out with someone, and it's been almost like 2 weeks of that, and yeah,
I
I'm
got
fine.
you. And Ayden, I know it's still fresh still, but like are you doing things differently to keep like your
I'm
mind
just
off?
still not really. Going to sleep still sucks. I find myself staying up later and later because going to sleep still sucks. Because, again, for 11 months, I was
Always
not
on
alone. I was
yeah.
always on the phone. And now I have nothing there. Like, I don't hear anything. I just hear my fan going off, and it kind of sucks. And I don't know why. I've been recently rewatching Stranger Things because I know season 4 came out. I haven't watched it yet. I watched 1, 2, and 3 like 2 years ago, but I want to rewatch the rest of it before I get there. I've already seen
Yeah.
Stranger Things, right? And last night I was finishing up season 1, rewatching it, and the entire time I felt like I wanted to cry, and I just don't understand why. Like, it's not even an emotional scene. I didn't cry the first time I watched it. Why do I feel like now? So I wonder if just this whole thing's made me more emotional as a person for now. But like, I I try my best to not look at my phone because just if I can keep myself distracted enough where I'm not thinking of my phone.
Oh shit.
Oh, he died.
Major major oos. Real quick, this is Neela's knees for some reason. From
Bro,
ice skate.
let me tell you.
They
Okay,
look
I fell
fucked up.
I fell 3 times. Okay, and the first two, when I fall, I don't like to fall on my ass because my phone's in my back pocket, so I
Uh,
fall on my knees.
Are you back?
Oh, he's back.
Is who back?
You,
Dude,
you like
died.
lagged out.
Yeah, you like died.
What? Well, I just threw my phone for nothing. That was part of the bit.
Wait, what?
But yeah, Aaron, I fell 2 times. Okay, and then literally the minute that we had left before we had to get off the ice, I was fucking going, and then I fucking like my toe got caught, and I threw myself forward, and I fell and slammed on my knees, and then I fell on my back.
Damn.
And what's his name wasn't near me, but he was like halfway across from the ice skating rink, and he was like, "Holy shit, are you okay?" And I was just laughing because what the fuck
Wow.
just happened?
All right,
And then
Ayden.
the guy,
Sorry.
Are you okay though, Neela?
yeah,
Yeah.
did you see the picture of my knees?
Where did you send it?
I
Okay, hold
showed
on.
it on camera, but
Oh, I didn't
Here.
see it
Ayden,
because
like
I was
you,
lagging out.
you like straight up like died.
What was the last thing you heard?
Send it or show it again, Aaron. I sent it to you.
I have
What
no
was the-
fucking clue.
We don't even know. You just were talking, and then it just cut out, and we were like,
Yeah.
What was like?
That's her knees.
Oh,
Yeah.
ouch!
yeah,
Ow.
my knees are fucked.
Okay, so I'll just start back to the beginning.
Yeah.
It is still fresh, but it still sucks going back to sleep. I know you heard that because I heard Joker say, "Mm-hmm."
Yeah, we
It
heard
sucks
that
going to
part.
sleep. I find that distraction is the best way to deal, and that's the exact opposite of advice I'd give to my friends who'd go through breakups. Is because you don't want to distract yourself; you want to deal with it. But I don't want to deal with it. So when I'm playing CS:GO, and actually that was a part where I threw my phone for the bit, and you guys didn't see that. I'm a little bit upset about that. I try to keep this thing as far away from me as I can. I threw it across the room, and I thought I cracked it, but luckily it's fine. To keep my phone upside down, I turned off the flash for notifications, so I stopped hearing it, stopped seeing it, keep it away from me, and I just focus on the game. I focus on what's going on. I don't check it like every time, but even though I still do, I still find myself checking and snapping back instantly. Mostly the problems come at night. Like, there's a lot of times where I don't even think about it until at night and I'm laying down, and that's the only thing that's going back through my head. And I find that it is the memories and the thoughts of someone else making her happy that hurt the worst. I could deal with it if I knew she was going to be alone. Honestly, that'd be better, because then it's just the memories that suck. But every single time, I've been dreaming about her every single night, so even sleeping, I'm not safe from it. I dreamt about her last night. But the night she broke up with me, I had 3 separate dreams of watching her leave again for somebody else. And then not only am I watching her leave to go with somebody else, it's also guy number B, or guy B. I watched her leave with guy B 3 times the night she broke up with me. And I watch myself lose her every single night in every dream. I watch myself lose her again, and then she's gonna go be happy with someone else. And it's not only about the dream; it's all I can think about. Is like, that was supposed to be me.
Mhm.
That was. She had promised I'm never gonna leave. She had said I'm never gonna leave you. I got her a promise ring. I got her. It wasn't anything fancy. It wasn't even a promise that I will one day propose. It was a promise that I'm never gonna give up on us. That was what the promise was. And I got her a promise ring. She won't wear it anymore. I don't know if she threw it away or not. But
I asked for that shit back. Go
it
use
wasn't.
on someone
It was
else.
literally. It was a $20 ring. It was a $20 ring. It was literally just a Christmas gift because I didn't have a lot of money. Something to show that I am going to stay. It was just rose gold. It wasn't anything too fancy, but it really is just the thought of someone else making her happy that hurts the worst. I don't understand why it does, but like, it was supposed to be me. I think is the biggest problem. It was supposed to be me,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not. And then of course all the memories. She because we were in marching band together, and that's kind of when we got together. It was a Bruno Mars show, so Bruno Mars is kind of ruined for me right now. I can't really listen to any of those songs because they all bring me back.
It was me with Kendrick Lamar because the last thing we really did together was go to a Kendrick Lamar concert, and I haven't listened to him since.
Right, I haven't listened to Bruno Mars since. I loved it. Runaway Baby, 24 Karat Magic, Uptown Funk, Locked Out of Heaven, and Treasure were the songs of our marching show. And any of those songs, I just can't listen to right now. She had made this video on TikTok and she posted it and just to save it to her phone and took it right back down because she can't have her family seeing it. She made this video with the sound "What's a Soulmate," and she rolled through a bunch of pictures of us together to
Yeah.
the sound. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard this sound. That sucks to even think about. And then she posted another video about just our marching band experience together. It started off as us receiving our Division 1, and it starts rolling through different clips and different photos of us together in marching band. And these are videos that made me tear up before because of happiness and memory. And now these are videos that make me tear up because she's gone, you know? And I'm at the point now, I had told myself when I was with her, I will never get back with an ex. I'm at the point now where if she came back and said, I regret it, I would take her back because not because it hurts too much, but because I really did think she was perfect. Like normally when I get an ex, I've got a lot of bad things to say about them. Like, what the heck, this was bad, but I've got nothing bad to say about her. Like I felt like she was perfect, and it sucks that she left. I was never going to give up. I was going to wait the 2 years to be with her. I was going to move to Tennessee with her when she went to college because that was where she wanted to go. I still feel like she's perfect, and I would still take her back if she wanted to. But that was the thing. She didn't want to. Like, every other girl, when they broke up with me, I let them go because they obviously didn't want to. But when she tried to break up with me, I wouldn't let her go because she said she did want to. Something made me want to fight for her, and I fought for her every single day. And for several months, I had to keep fighting. But this time she said she didn't want to, so I let her go, like I said I would.
Yeah, it's like,
it sucks.
What's worth the fight anymore, you know?
Right. Like, I was going to fight if she said she still wanted to be together, because if there's a will, there's a way. But if there is no will, there will be no. I'm not going to sit here and fight for you to stay if you don't want to stay. It was one thing when she tried breaking with me the first time because she was scared to get caught. She thought we weren't going to work out. She was scared. And I told her, like, if you love me and you want to be with me, we will find a way to be together. I'm not going to let you walk away because you're scared. That this time she's just said she didn't want to be together, and I'm not. Even if I did fight, let's say I did fight, and let's say she finally agreed to stay, she doesn't want to. She's going to be awkward. There's no point. There's no point in fighting for someone to stay when they don't want to stay.
It's
like
just
Luke Bryan said, right? What was I can't remember the lyrics. Ain't gonna beg you to stay. Ain't gonna ask you what's wrong. Ain't no reason running after something already gone. That's something Luke Bryan said, and that's something I live by.
If you want to listen to a breakup country song, if you're gonna start quoting Luke Bryant, you should look up "Fuck You, Bitch" by Wheeler Walker Jr. I'll even play that song, and I'll be like, "This one goes out to Tara." Yeah, and Tara's like sitting next to me.
Wow.
Oh my god.
But no, she gets the meme though, because I would do the Filthy Frank song to her too. I'm like, this song goes out to Tara, and like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right then.
But,
Finish.
I think that wraps it up. That is what I was just saying. Okay. Like, yeah, it sucks, but you got to keep moving forward. And they say
gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. In the end of the day, it is what it is. And something that a lot of people say is time heals everything.
Mm-hmm.
It is my belief that time doesn't heal everything. Time gets you moving to healing. Time gives you time to move on, but you are never going to heal if you live in the past.
Well,
you have to let time do its thing. And a lot of people say, no, time fixes everything, but it didn't fix me. It's because you're still living in the past. You haven't let time do its thing because in your mind, time hasn't gone.
Mm-hmm.
You have to stop living in the past, and you have to tell yourself to keep moving on. And eventually, after time passes, you will move on, but you have to let it do its thing. You can't keep living in the past, or it will never fix.
Right.
Well, you know what Master Oogway said? You know,
better to come in a sink than to sink in the cum.
No.
What the fuck?
You know,
that's not what he said?
He said, he said, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery.
But today's a gift.
Today is a gift. That's why they call it the present.
My old assistant middle school principal used to say that every day, dude. The creepiest thing ever. But that is true. That is very true. And we just have to keep living. We can't go back and change yesterday. Mm-hmm. We have no clue what's coming tomorrow. We just gotta live in the moment because it is what it is.
Yeah. All right. I guess that does it. It's a pretty long episode, though. But I think it was worth
even though my fucking camera shut on itself.
Plus, I think I do gotta clip some parts out, but I'll see when I go and rewatch it. But thank you everyone for watching. Please leave a like. And please subscribe to the Auroras channel. We need followers and subscribers.
Wait, do I need to turn my camera on for thumbnail?
Yeah, you do need to turn your camera on for thumbnail.
All right, guys, so, give me another 5 minutes.
Everyone's link is gonna be in the subscript. Or fuck, I can't even talk right. Everyone's links to social media is gonna be in the description. Ayden, I'm gonna put your socials since you're the guest today. I'm gonna put your socials at the bottom of the screen for you. But yeah, really appreciate it if you show the support. We show our support back.